This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. From the launch your online shop stage, all the way to the we just hit 1 million orders stage. No matter what stage you're in, Shopify's there to help you grow. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/special offer, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/special offer.
If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen. Don't listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to this.
If you're not of age.
What's of age?
18.
16?
18. We're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
We're here again.
Let's do it.
What are we, episode
35?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
That's many.
Things are picking up. Things are getting a little crazy.
Yeah, we haven't quit yet, so that's good.
We love all the feedback. We're getting pretty heavy on Facebook and a lot of disagreements, which is fine.
Hey, you know what?
We
you
welcome
can disagree
it,
with
for sure.
us.
I mean, that's almost our point is to create I want to say discord, but to create conversation.
To
go,
question
yes.
everything.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
That's what it is for. Thank you. That's a
Also,
tagline.
as a reminder, we are 3 guys with 3 high school diplomas. Nothing more.
I mean,
We got a high school diploma, but we got a PhD in conspiracy.
we do not claim to be experts at all.
And what did we establish? We have a Eagle Scout.
We have an Eagle Scout
Sean went to college for
to be a
chemistry.
chemical engineer.
And I played baseball throughout high
I
school.
played baseball in high school.
Okay, so we are now diving into Jeffrey Epstein.
The big douche himself.
Yeah, this took a bit to put together, but
It's a heavy one.
in every survey, in every poll, it was always in the top 5, top 10
yeah.
of what people wanted to do. So
Because it's still fucked up.
yeah, no, and this
it's pretty fresh compared to a bunch of other conspiracy we've been doing, right?
You're gonna see. I mean, you guys know a lot of the story already.
Oh, yeah.
You guys know a lot of the research itself, but you're gonna see there's many people who are still around today.
I mean,
who
most of them.
yeah,
Most of them are still
except for
around.
Jeffrey.
I know, exactly. He's the only one.
So this should be 3 episodes, maybe 4.
Depending.
We'll see how long it takes us to get through this. The first episode, I'm just giving you guys
The rundown,
what we're
yeah.
going to do. So episode 1 is going to be about the life of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
And then episode 2 is going to be all about abuse
Yeah.
and just
Yep.
what they did, including the flight, the Lolita Express, who was on it,
The
all
island.
that stuff.
The
Episode 3 is the island.
Okay.
Because there's also his Palm Springs house,
Yes.
which is a whole thing
Oh,
too. Like,
yes.
God.
So episode 3 should be about his island and his death. And then if we need episode 4, we'll do it.
then we'll,
All right.
then we'll divvy dive into that.
All right, well, here we go. You want to dive in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Jeffrey Epstein was arrested for the final time July 6, 2018. He was charged with sex trafficking minors in the state of Florida and New York. Federal authorities have identified 36 girls who came forward or who admitted
That
to,
some shit went down.
yeah, being abused by Epstein.
Yeah.
That's so many.
36.
That's just the ones that came
That's
forward.
all we know about.
That's right. So this is also only in the 2000s generally that the people came forward. There's not a lot in the 90s and the 80s.
Everyone was way too afraid,
Yeah.
and there was a I feel like when you were a rich piece of
He's
shit,
too powerful.
Oh, you're too powerful. You fucking
Yeah.
destroy. Or they pay him off.
That,
They just pay him off, and they shut the fuck up, and they just be miserable for the rest of their lives.
Big time, yeah. So a couple people have said, a couple witnesses, they say they saw 70 to 80 girls come in.
Oh, I'd be surprised if it's not in the hundred. It's
Yeah.
in hundreds, if not thousands.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, because they went on for years.
And it's also just not. I mean, that might just be the 36 that came forward with just Jeffrey fucking with them, not including all the other people that were involved. You know, so it's got. I totally think it's in the thousands.
That's true. So he was arrested July 2018. By August, he was found dead in his cell.
Such fucking God. I'm not gonna say shit.
Same year, just a month later.
Yeah.
Basically saying
we'll wait to get into that.
Yeah, and so 6 days later, the New York medical examiner ruled it as suicide.
It's okay. We can't talk about this right now because I'm gonna get too fired up.
Yeah. So if you didn't know about Epstein, that's the short synopsis of what all of it is about.
The end.
What happened? Yeah, you know what all of it is about. What's really crazy to me is his story of what he got away with. I guess
his rise.
Yes,
to like,
his rise.
His rise
is
is
crazy.
It's bizarre.
Yeah,
it almost
it is.
doesn't. You can't even write like a fake story about it because it's too too ridiculous.
It's like those
so
like the Ponzi scheme people that you just all of a sudden they just rise and you're what the hell, where did this guy come from? But yeah, he was connected as
if you wrote a book and said, oh, this guy did this, and that, you'd be like,
it's a lie.
There's too much fantasy.
I know, it's like Harry
real.
Potter spinoff.
Yes.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Okay, so Jeffrey Epstein was born January 20th, 1953 in Brooklyn. His mother, Pauline, worked as a part-time school aide. His father, Seymour, was a groundskeeper for the New York City Department of Parks and Recs.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so his mom is a teacher. His dad is a groundskeeper. He had a younger brother named Mark.
That's like humble beginnings.
Yeah. It's like,
those are good people.
Middle America.
That's right.
Type.
Epstein was considered remarkably bright. He even skipped 2 grades.
Wow. Okay.
How? We don't know. I don't know.
Anybody can be smart in 6th grade. I mean, let's be real.
So he graduated Brooklyn's Lafayette High at the age of 16.
Okay,
because he
that's fine.
Moved a little forward.
Yeah.
Okay. He enrolled at Cooper Union and later New
is.
York University in the late 70s, but he dropped out of both.
Yeah, remarkably bright my ass.
Okay. And so already things get weird.
Instantly.
Already. Yeah. Okay. He dropped out of those schools, so he only had a high school diploma.
Yes.
Okay? Us.
Like us. It's like us. Us 3.
Yes, us. So at 16, well, it's not 16 anymore.
No, because he went to school for a little bit.
He got a couple credits,
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
So he took like PE.
So then, so then in the Upper East Side at a prep school named Dalton School, he got a job as a teacher teaching calculus and physics.
What?
But he has no degree. He has no qualifications at all.
Nothing.
So like, how did that happen?
How? I have no idea.
Especially at a prep school, because people pay a lot of money for those, especially in New York.
Yeah.
They pay big dollars for that shit.
So he worked there for 2 years. He was fired.
For what?
So it was for poor performance. Whatever.
Because he doesn't know shit. He's not a professor.
Like,
calculus.
They're like, dude, we gave you 2 years to figure this shit out. You have not done anything.
Honestly, I remember in high school, I think I did 1 period in calculus. So I had calculus 001. Like it was like, what does calculus mean? That was it.
I still don't even know what that means. I skipped all that.
I mean, I think it's perfect. He probably chose that because it's so confusing. That
nobody knows it.
No, he doesn't even have to explain anything. Just like read the shit. You decide, and everyone's like calculus.
He probably already had white hair by then. His glasses,
giant face.
Like, reminds me of like what was that? Catch Me If You Can or whatever.
He
just reads one chapter ahead and then he just teaches them.
You're right. I concur, doctor. Do you concur?
I should have concurred. It's so good.
Okay, but an important thing is that before he left his teaching job at Dalton, he was able to make a connection with one of the parents. And one of those parents was named Alan Greenberg. Alan Greenberg was the CEO of Bear Stearns.
It's like, what the... That's... rewind. This is what I mean by these prep schools being expensive. The CEO of a giant hedge fund. Like, this dude's rich as fuck. Like, Park Ave, like... penthouse level type dude.
Not even just rich, like
powerful.
One of the richest people on Earth. You know,
yeah.
It's like, he's top 1%. And he's, I teach your son calculus. Yeah. We should be homies.
And, Alan Greenberg became pretty famous in his own right, later on, and with the whole collapse of the economic markets and stuff like that. Anyways. Yeah. So he got that whatever. And why all we know is that he was impressed by Epstein's ability to use and to manipulate numbers.
It was probably just to manipulate people.
All it was is he's good at math.
I guarantee it was.
But he got fired for calculus.
Poor performance.
Poor performance. Yeah, exactly.
I think it was most likely because, as we'll probably get into, he was a very charismatic. People.
I think that's
I think it was just
that's the main
he
thing,
was probably able to manipulate this guy into thinking that he was something that he wasn't. So the guy's like, damn, this guy's the shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So, he was a talker.
It's true.
You know how to talk his way into everything.
So Alan Greenberg gave him a job. It was an assistant job in 1976 at Bear Stearns. It gets even weirder. Over a couple years, he climbed the ladder.
It's miraculous.
From an assistant to just climbing a ladder until he was literally made partner.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Which people work their entire lives and never get partner.
And he did it pretty much in his early 20s.
But also you don't normally start off as an assistant and then you're made partner of Bear Stearns?
Especially Bear Stearns. Did he ever take his Series 7? Did he ever get his trading license? How the fuck do you make partner at a company that trades stuff?
I know. Honestly,
you don't have a stuff trading?
Honestly, it's so weird. It just, what did he do?
I'm gonna look up.
We don't really know.
What are you looking up?
So the Series 7 is what you take in order to trade
other people's
securities.
Money.
To trade securities. Yeah, it's a securities license.
It's really so you can take somebody else's, because we can trade securities. But
but when you're going to
advise
people,
somebody else's money.
I can't take somebody else's money to do it. I have to use my own money.
Yes, that's right.
I can do anything I want with my own money. But being able to, that's why people say not financial advice.
Yes.
Because they don't have a license.
They give you financial advice.
They don't have a license to actually give you financial advice.
Yeah.
So
just
they're not financial
this
advice.
is not financial advice. Sell this shit now. What I know is a reoccurring theme in this is that how he got his money, nobody really knows.
Dude, it's super vague.
At the end of this, I'll tell you his net worth. But when
if you're
died,
a partner at Bear Stearns,
hear it out.
Hear it out. Money.
No, hear it out. He left in 81.
So he was
there. So a couple years later,
he makes partner. He's
get to the top. Peace.
He takes the buyout package. I'm out.
He was there less than 4 years,
and he gets to partner in 4 years after being a teacher for 2 years that he couldn't do.
So he left and he established his own financial consulting firm. And he called it,
you guys, I'm gonna go start my own shit.
I can do this better.
And he called it Intercontinental Asset Group, which he specialized in helping clients recover embezzled funds and also assisted clients who were the embezzlers.
What? Wait, what?
It's like some professional Wall Street type shit.
He consulted them on.
He's like, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to the Bahamas, okay? You're gonna open up an account, in your grandmother's name. She's dead. That doesn't matter. They don't care.
I'm gonna teach you how to embezzle this, okay?
There's a little place we go. It's called the Bermuda Triangle.
Everything just disappears.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
The Devil's Triangle.
Don't worry.
All the paper trails disappear.
Everything disappears here.
Yeah. Hop on the Lolita Express.
Oh my god.
How brazen is that?
For an additional 6% on your initial investment.
Okay, so that was what he said he did at that company. And it was around that time that there are multiple reports of his colleagues saying that he said that he was an agent. Foreign intelligence agent.
I mean, you know what this sounds like? This sounds like he's like an actually more intelligent Lee Harvey Oswald. Because Lee Harvey Oswald was like, I'm a quadruple agent. Right. I'm working for the Russians.
And he was also a job hopper.
I know, job hopper. He's had 72 jobs in 8 years.
Although that claim has never been verified. These are just witnesses, third-party witnesses saying that he said it.
100% believe he did
that. He said it.
Oh, 1,000%.
Whether or not we believe that he was a foreign agent for,
dude, this
you know what I mean, Iran.
This guy's been bullshitting everybody since he was 16.
Yeah,
he's a professional bullshitter.
Yeah. So, but the only thing that continues to make that a real thing is that he constantly was traveling overseas and he knew all these government people. You know what I mean? He started to get in the limelight of all the people that are hot.
Yeah, he was a schmoozer, and he was connected with some powerful
I think
people.
he did the right. That's why he had that money laundering company.
Yeah.
That's what you get in with all the big wigs. Oh, how much money did you make illegally? I'll let you boy. Yeah. Look, just don't arrest me next time, okay?
I'll show you how to embezzle this.
Yeah. I guarantee that's how he got all those, lines in with all the top.
Yeah.
So we fast forward a little bit. He set up something called J. Epstein and Company in 1982. And this is where it gets even more vague. So now we're going to just speak in vagaries because
it's unknown.
There's not a lot of information.
Yeah, you
know what I mean?
can't
Even to this
verify
day. Yeah.
Shell company.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Company show cuss. Like, you don't know shit.
Yeah. So in 1987, Epstein began consulting for a collection agency called Tower Financial, which ended up being a $500 million Ponzi scheme.
Oh, Jesus.
People say Epstein was one of the people behind it, but
he never got convicted.
Never got anything. It fell apart.
Fancy that.
Yeah.
It fell apart in the early 90s.
Oh, it just fell apart.
And he made like $200 billion from that. Like, whoopsies.
Yeah. So then, in 1988, Epstein's company, J. Epstein & Co., it transformed, I guess, to a financial management firm where he said he only served billionaires. So he basically said, the only clients I take are people with a net worth of $1 billion or more.
And at that time, just to put it in perspective, there's probably like 60.
Right.
Literally 60 on Earth.
Nowadays, there's like fucking 600.
Now there's like 300, 400. There's 300 or 400 now.
Honestly, you get one client, you're like, I'm in.
I'm rich. Well,
Yeah.
I think even if you make, let's say you make 3 to 4% tops on what they invest, rich as fuck.
That's right.
And you get bonuses if they make a certain amount. Like, dude, you need one dude in your set.
That's what we got to be doing.
I know. Why do we need to get 100,000 podcast listeners? We just need one.
Listen, this is not financial advice. If you're a billionaire and you're listening,
we just need one subscriber that's a billionaire. Yeah,
I can teach you. I will teach you calculus.
If we get one billionaire that's listening right now to invest, I will take the test.
Yes,
and then
we'll
go from there
together. I'll pay someone to take the test.
Don't worry, you can subscribe via like Monero cryptocurrency.
Yeah, we're gonna give you
whatever it's called.
Eternal ad free.
Yeah. Okay, so at this time, this is when he met and became the official financial advisor to Leslie Wexner. Have you heard of him?
Leslie Wexner is the gentleman who he owns Victoria's Secret.
Billionaire.
He also owns a bunch of other shit. He's big in retail fashion.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire. He lives in Columbus. His main headquarters is in Columbus, Ohio.
Nice.
I'm from Ohio, so that's why I know this.
Shout out to Ohio.
Hey, OH.
Let's go Buckeyes. I don't know.
And my Buckeye fans know what's up. OH. They're saying IO in their cars right now. IO.
Okay, so he became the official financial advisor for him. And in the mid-90s, he moved L Brand and Victoria's Secret, the corporation, and J. Epstein Company to the U.S. Virgin Islands. This is a common practice where you're avoiding taxes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Apple is in Ireland.
Yeah,
it's like
right.
you just avoid taxes.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to say it's right or wrong to move your company there. You know what I mean? Like it is a way to avoid taxes.
It's wrong to pay taxes. Let me tell you that.
It's not illegal.
I agree. No,
it's not illegal at all. But I
taxes,
just noticed in journalism, whenever somebody says it, it's a negative connotation.
Oh yeah.
No, but the thing is,
he moved to a shady island in the Bahamas to skirt paying the United States its due money. Well, that's usually
that's kind of like the message behind it.
The thing that's so stupid about that is you realize that there's a tax code. People are like, we need to make billionaires pay more money, but they're never going to pay more.
No,
because
that's the whole point.
They're literally using the tax code.
They're following.
Change the tax code.
That's the exact thing of capitalism is to try to
make as much as possible without giving any away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So by 1992, Epstein purchased The largest private residence in Manhattan.
So he purchased that from Leslie Wexner.
There you go.
So Leslie, this is a really weird thing about this.
Yeah.
Wexner, I think he paid like close to $70 or $80 million for this fucking.
Now, let me just tell you where this is.
Is that what you said?
He bought it earlier, but that's when Epstein bought it from Wexner.
Epstein bought it from Wexner for $20 million.
I remember you telling me that.
Bought it for $20 million.
When it was worth.
Dude, he literally bought it for 25% of the cost.
Let me just tell you,
crazy.
this place, have you been to New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Have you been to Central Park and stuff?
Yeah.
Why does Eric think I've never left the fucking city here?
I know. I'm just
Jorge's been in New York more times than I have, and I was born there. I was literally born in New York.
I haven't been there that many times.
Jorge's
I've been there a few
many
times.
Okay, keep
I
going.
always see the pictures you post and you go,
I know. I've been there many times.
Me and the wife
I just happen to be looking at him. I'm not.
racist.
Okay, so Central Park, right? You can basically throw a rock from this place to Central Park.
Yeah.
That's how close it is to the hotness.
And
you know
it's fuck humongous. It's massive. Dude,
Yes.
it's massive.
Yes. It's massive.
Like
so
what? Like a multi-story
Oh,
penthouse?
dude, yeah. It's like a house.
Yeah.
So it's like 20,000 square feet. Like,
Wow.
At the time, it's the biggest residential home in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was worth probably $80 million at that time, and he paid $20 million for it.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's weird.
So then the
And
question,
fishy.
So when
Super fishy.
so when we bring that up, where did he get the money? How did he talk Wexner into doing this?
Yeah. Hey, give it to me. Give it to me for 25 cents on the dollar.
Yeah. How
Trust
easy
me on
is it
this.
to tell a
Well,
billionaire?
what was he holding over him?
That's
You
the
know?
point. That's
Now
the
I don't
point.
usually jump on these with you guys on the.
No, you don't.
You know
You're usually like,
the
well, they were
completely
homies,
no
bro.
data, but this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I'm actually on board with you. There's something like he's doing something. It can't just be all charisma.
No, the thing is, like,
Right.
also,
Right.
If
you cannot charisma your way out of 60 million.
Dude, if you like listen to any of the billionaires talk, that they're almost every single billionaire is notoriously shrewd.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I know every penny I spend.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking, not a one thing's out. I need to control everything.
Do you think
he's not going to let 60 mil slide, bro?
Do you think Bill Gates is wasting his money on Uber Eats? A little Chick-fil-A doubles?
Not
You
a
know what I
fucking
mean?
one. He's
Not
like,
one.
I'm going to buy all the farmland on Earth.
I'm gonna donate to this cause. They'll get it to me for free forever.
Forever. He's like, I own Uber Eats.
Okay, so within a few years, Epstein bought homes in Paris, Miami, New Mexico, and bought an entire island called Little St. James.
It's like, where's all this money coming from? This is so much cash.
Okay, you bought an island, a home in Paris, a home in Miami, and a ranch
and
in
the
New
most
Mexico.
expensive home in New York.
He's got one client, and he can't be investing that much with you for you to then become a billionaire yourself.
Yeah.
It's just weird
So
how he like
there's-
magically is, I'm the richest motherfucker on earth.
Yeah.
It's all on credit. Listen, American Express.
Yeah.
Trust me on this. look at who I'm connected with.
Can you imagine?
I'm gonna need a credit line.
Third days.
2 billion.
Third days, no big deal.
2 billion. What's the interest rate on that?
Don't worry about it.
Somebody who was close to him, like an investor, told New York Magazine in 2002, he said, "My belief is that Jeff maintains some sort of money management firm, though you won't get a straight answer from him.
Because he's a pathological liar.
He once told me that he had 300 people working for him. And I've also heard that he manages Rockefeller's money. But no one ever knows. It's like looking at the Wizard of Oz.
First of all, no one manages Rockefeller money, bro. Rockefeller is the money. Yeah. Or the money. You can't manage them. They manage you.
Yeah, exactly.
It blows my mind. So in early 2000s, Epstein expanded to financing media companies, developing securities funding, hedge funds, startups. He created his own nonprofit called Jeffrey Epstein V Foundation. He donated one of the biggest gifts in one time to Harvard of $30 million in one gift to Harvard.
But why Harvard? Of all places.
Yeah.
It's like, first
He didn't even go there.
First of all, you're from New York and you're going to be like, give it to the Boston schools? You traitor.
He donated to Harvard.
He didn't go anywhere.
You're going to love this.
He gave it to your high school.
He donated to Harvard to establish a mathematical biology and evolutionary dynamics program.
Dude, he's like Disney. He's like, this is donated to the cryogenics department
at Harvard. It just sounds like one big Ponzi scheme going on. Like
just
a
money,
lot of
money,
these
money
stories
moving
sound
it.
Look
so
how
similar.
success-
Yeah,
I'm
it
so
sounds so
successful.
similar to the Madoff shit. Where he's just taking money and then he's donating over here to make himself
right.
look a certain way. And
Yeah, it's
like,
like, look how rich I am.
Yeah, pay off certain people, make certain connections.
It's
but
almost
then everybody
exactly the
just thinks
same.
you have money
Yeah.
somehow.
It's smart
You're just
because you
fucking
use
shuffling
the
shit
money
around.
to pay the money to
Yeah.
then get more money to use the money to pay them.
Yeah.
But nothing, well, maybe you're going to get into this, I don't know, but like nothing was ever found out as far as like a Ponzi scheme that he was running,
Nope.
right?
Nope.
Yeah.
So he hit it better than Madoff.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
But
Madoff
he
got
also
caught.
That's
also
what it is.
Madoff was taking from thousands of people.
Oh, no. Madoff had a big one because, it was so many people involved that
Yeah.
he couldn't keep up with the
So-
Joneses.
Yeah. So it almost seems like Epstein just had 3.
And he's like, hey.
Does that make sense?
He's
You
like,
just take 3 billionaires and you're
give me more.
Yeah.
Trust me. Look what I'm doing over here,
Yeah.
bro. I'm going to make that money back easy, tenfold.
I don't know,
Yeah,
though.
but to your point, like a billionaire is counting every single penny
they're
going out that they're
shrewd.
investing.
So,
So what do you think?
He had to have something over these guys.
So what do you think?
know?
He took Lexner out in Ohio. He took him out on the town, got him drunk,
Did
got some girls.
Video of
You're
him?
Like,
I
you're
think
like,
he got-
we're homies now.
he got
some
ride or
blackmail on
die.
him.
It's not we're homies now. It's, hey, I got pictures of you with that 15-year-old dummy. I think you're my number one investor now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And I'll take an X fee.
Oh, yeah. He's like, yeah.
Annual fee.
Annual fee. And you know
Of
what? I
what?
like that house. 20 million sounds good, right?
Yeah.
And he's like,
what's 2% of $1 billion? 20 million.
20 million.
20 million a year. 10 years, 200 million. Make some moves.
Yeah, but he wasn't investing $1 billion. He was worth maybe
No,
$1 billion.
but if you're managing it.
No, Lexner's worth
No, but he's
5 or
maybe-
6 billion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, it's like
It gets even crazier,
but
just so
even
you
when-
know. It gets even
I know.
dumber.
No, but
I
even
know.
when even when you're worth $1 billion, like for example, Elon Musk is worth 200 billion, but that's net worth. So that's all of his assets. And he also
Right, that's what I'm saying.
He legally
Yeah.
can't sell all of his stock and like cash out, so he can't do
He
it.
just
So
fucking crashed
So
the
like in terms of
market
like
or something,
in terms of like liquidity, maybe he's got the biggest credit line on the universe. And he's
Bottom line, he's making 20, maybe even more million from this guy, just from one guy.
perhaps, maybe we don't even know.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just getting gifted it because he's like, do it now, I'll fucking expose you.
So at this point, somebody submitted in his crew that he should be put on the Forbes billion list. But Forbes disputed that he was a billionaire.
But we don't have any record of you doing anything. Right.
So in this
You
era,
have one
what do
bank
you
account.
actually
You have
produce?
You have a Bank of America account with $400 in it. Like, I don't know how you're doing it.
So in this time period, he becomes, they called him a jet setter, and he became, he had his own plane. He had homes in different places.
Oh,
he's
he's going-
going there. He's going here. He's
People are like,
living the
oh, you're so
life,"
cool.
you know?
Oh my God, you're rich.
Yes.
And he's attending all the right parties,
Oh, yes.
being seen with the right people.
Yes.
It's like what I did in Vegas when I was young and single. I just looked like I was rich, and all this good stuff happened to me.
It's true.
I had $8 in my wallet. I was poor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
true.
literally, I just looked the part. I just had the time of my life, and I didn't pay for shit because people just assumed I had money. So I was like, he doesn't have to pay. And I literally
It's weird,
I
isn't
had
it?
no money.
Yeah,
it's
weird.
you can, but you can do
know.
that. Fake it till you make it.
So something he became known for in this time period is a collector of, it's like a name dropper. You ever meet somebody, who's always name dropping?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
I'm
like-
with important
Oh,
people.
yeah.
I do this.
Wait, but is that like a story topper? Because that's another kind of.
Oh, that's another kind of.
my
person.
God.
Yeah.
He's a story,
No, that's
like-
different.
No,
That's
you're
different.
talking about like a name dropper.
Yeah, because
like,
you know what's crazy is I think, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think those people are less charismatic than most. If they're constantly upping your story.
oh yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
story
That's
toppers?
not
Oh
you
my
can't
God.
get anywhere like that.
No, because then you're just, I'm going to leave now.
Yeah.
Like, leave me
But
alone.
I think what he learned or whatever was that, powerful people.
Well, they need that sign.
They
They're like,
need it, yeah.
oh, you know them? Okay, cool. Like, now I know that you're one of us.
Yes. Yeah.
So what he would do is he would meet people and then he would say, hey, anytime you need to use my plane, call me.
Oh, see, that's the favors. That's where he starts the favor game.
Right.
So just imagine you're
Now
at a
you owe
party.
me.
You're at a party, and this dude just offered me a plane,
And I'd be
whatever
like-
I want.
You serious about the plane? Though?
Yeah, even if I was not even a big celeb, I would be okay. Here we go. So and we'll talk about it later. But here's an example. So then his plane started to be used by other people. Bill Clinton, Chris Tucker flew on his plane to Africa.
What year is this again?
Like, this is the late 90s and early 2000s.
Because I was just thinking, nowadays, everybody's got their own plane. All these celebrities got their own plane.
I know.
But back in the day, it was
But now
not,
it's like a sharing thing. Yeah.
Right? I think?
Yeah. I think so. I think it was hard.
So then this guy offers you his plane, and you're like, oh, yeah, hell yeah.
I mean,
fucking PJ it up.
It's hard not to, especially when you don't know he's a piece of shit at the time. Right. You're like, ooh.
Right.
So
this guy's kind of cool.
Here's an example, right? In the late 90s, Chris Tucker was hot.
Oh, yeah.
It was like...
And it was rich.
Was doing Rush Hour.
Yeah, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, Friday. He was friends with Michael Jackson.
Dude, he was massive.
Oh, yeah.
He was huge, yeah? So he took his plane to do...
He's like, I'll take it.
to Africa. He took his plane to Africa to do some AIDS charity.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Okay.
Well, good for you, Tuck.
But he's on the flight logs.
Yep.
Oh, to the island.
No, not to the island, but on the Lolita Express, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Who was, did he have some like...
But I can't say for sure that Chris Tucker participated. You know what I mean?
No. I don't know, but like, maybe.
Well, it does put everybody into question.
Oh, dude. It's like you're...
They should be intervied at least, right?
Well, the thing is, in this type of situation, no one is one is beyond reproach. Like, everyone is...
I mean, if you're there...
The pilot needs to be interviewed. Like, what was he doing?
You know, we're going to get into that.
But to be fair... It wasn't you walk up to the plane and it says Lolita Express.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
The young chicks aboard. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
It's on like the wing.
Yeah. Okay, so according to the flight logs, Clinton.
Multiple times for Clinton, right?
Yeah, several times. 2002, 2003, 1999.
He was all day. He's like, oh, baby, it's a campaign.
At the time, Epstein said, I invest in people, be it politics or science. It's what I do.
See, that's all.
He meant to say, I buy people out.
Yeah, it's like meant to say, I get shit on them. So then that's the investment. It's the long-term investment is make you like me, get shit on you, or then even get whatever I want from you.
Or even if he can't get something on them, he gives them a favor.
Yes.
And then you have a little bit, hey, bro, you used my plane 6 times. Can you invite me to this party where the queen is there?
Or it's like, hey, I need a little loan ski.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do 30 mil for Harvard. Hook a brother up. I know you're good for it. You get 10 billion. Yeah. Okay, fine.
So so Clinton wasn't
just like that.
Shit. So Clinton wasn't the only president associated with Epstein. Also, Donald Trump was friends with Epstein.
I know about that and the whole thing at Mar-a-Lago, and there's pictures of them.
Yeah, video of them.
Was Trump on his plane or just at his?
He was
at Mar-a-Lago.
So this is the hard part.
He was at Mar-a-Lago.
He also
Trump was.
Palm Springs. No, so was
Epstein was there.
Epstein was there,
and then they took a picture together. Or they
somebody. No, there's a whole video.
Oh, there's a whole video.
There's a whole video.
That's right.
Correct.
It's actually pretty funny video, but you got to understand, and this is not for or against Trump.
No.
Right? This is the data. At the time, Trump was not the president.
No, he was just a rich dude.
25 years earlier.
Just another billionaire.
Yeah, just another billionaire.
And let's just take out that fact, but just say he was into women. He was a womanizer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was into it.
And in all due respect, if I was a billionaire at that time, so would I. I would totally be doing that.
Exactly.
Models on models.
To pretend like we wouldn't
is a lie.
Yeah.
It's kind of pompous.
Yeah.
No, it's like,
right?
It's like saying like,
oh yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Hey Sean, you're 21 and you're a billionaire. What are you gonna do? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you what.
And here's the conflicting reports. Okay, CNN, New York Post, they all say Trump was in the logs on the plane with his nanny. But they did release the logs.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yes, but half of them are abbreviations.
Oh, like code names and shit.
No, I mean, like
Steve
D.
X.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you put D and then you put teenager, and then you know what I mean? And like you're like girl, and you put like
teenager?
Clinton. Yeah, there's a couple that are like that.
Oh, that's sketch. Yeah.
But there's
Clinton's easier. Like,
yeah, it's not.
Who could it be?
Clinton followed by like 5 teenagers. Like
Clinton, Monica, teenager.
Monica.
But here's the part is it's not like it's Ellis Island or it's not the DMV.
I know.
There's
like a picture of you.
Yeah, and then you're like, yeah.
That's also I'm pretty sure Epstein was keeping those logs for himself.
Like,
yeah. But even if he went on the plane, we just established Chris Tucker went on the plane too.
True.
It doesn't necessarily mean anything.
No,
it just means that you knew him.
Yes.
And Trump admits to knowing him.
No, and I think that not even talking about Trump, just like anybody, I think it's highly probable that not every single person who went on the plane was fucking young people.
Highly probable, yeah.
Highly probable.
Yeah, but you say that, and then like that doesn't sound like Trump.
No, but
he doesn't need a ride.
My thing is, everyone who went to the island was fucking doing some sketch shit. I don't think Trump went to the island. Probably was flying on the PJ.
No, but
I could agree with you on that.
Clinton was I think anyone who went to the island was fucking people.
I think the odds of the island trip are much higher of something went wrong.
Substantially higher.
Yes.
You're there for like 4 days.
Yeah.
You drink like a mojito and you're like, wow, I feel weird.
Yeah.
And then they're like, pandering to like hot people at you. You're like, ugh, what's happening?
Yeah. So to just prove this point, in 2002, Trump said to a magazine, he says, I've known Jeff for 15 years. Okay? He enjoys his social life and he likes women on the younger side. He's a terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do.
Well, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, we know what,
we know.
I'm just trying to say.
We know who Trump is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say.
He's made it very clear.
Yeah, I'm just trying to,
Dude just like, fuck supermodel.
So moving on from that. So in 2007, Vanity Fair columnist Michael Wolff told the magazine that he had flown on the private plane in the 90s. Epstein was, quote, was followed onto the plane by, how shall I say this, by 3 teenage girls that were not his daughters. They must have been 18, 19, 20, but they were very model-like.
Oh, well, 18, 19, 20, that's legal, bro. Sorry.
I'm
sorry.
I know.
He don't know that. He just thinks that.
Oh, you're right. He did just say Correct. They must have been. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes on to say...
I thought they were going to be like 12, 13. I was like, arrest him.
He goes on and he says he's never been secretive about the girls. At one point when his troubles began, he was talking to me and he said, what can I say? I like young girls. I replied to him and I said, maybe you should say I like young women.
That's a good point. Wow. Yeah. It's like, maybe you should just stop saying the word girl and say women. He's like, I like teenagers. No, but 18. And I would like, just stop. What are you doing?
Okay, so essentially that is Jeffrey Epstein up to when he started to get...
Shit started getting a little weird. Little
He started to get careless and just didn't give a fuck anymore.
I know, he's like, oh, I'm invincible. I'm God now.
Yes, and that's... Now, here's the weird part. Okay, so we went over at the beginning, 80 girls, 70 girls, maybe.
There was like 30, 36.
Yes. 36, I think.
But the reports or the witnesses or the victims or whatever, it usually starts in the late 90s.
Oh, so yeah, so it's like anywhere before that, it was just like nothing.
Yeah, so that begs the question. It's not like he just started all of a sudden when he was 45 years old.
No, the thing is, even you see,
you know what I mean?
You see, like with when the whole Me Too thing happened, but there was a point where women were started to feel more comfortable to come forward and be like, hey, this is what happened to me. Like, this person in power abused me, and there was a fear. Especially, I think the Me Too thing is more tuned towards in the business world. Yeah, because you have like the power against you to lose your career, and it sucks.
Taking advantage,
exactly,
as opposed to
but I think the same thing applied where it's like, okay, you're a young girl. And you have this guy who's worth billions, and he knows all these people. He'll just destroy you. Yeah, and it's like, you're afraid. I would be fucking afraid. Yeah. I'd be afraid if some billionaire was like, I'll ruin your life. I'd be like, okay, I don't want to say shit. I'm going to just lay down.
I agree. Yeah.
So, I think, especially at that time, it was really, really easy for them to be, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's a
good point. Do shit.
That's a good point. Also, it's possible that he created this weird system. I'll go over the system that he created. So, I decided that it was very important because there's another individual who's part of this, that we should go over this because she's still alive.
Yeah, Ghislaine, she's still on trial, like amidst the trial, or what's happening?
No,
with
I thought that was
no. She was convicted.
Oh, that's right, she was convicted.
Yeah. So we'll go over that at the end here
before she commits suicide.
But okay, so basically, Ghislaine, she was his right-hand man. She was or right-hand woman, and she not only was his, I guess, lover. Yeah. But also, she was very much a part of this.
Oh, no. She was the doer of the things. Yeah. So he would be like, this is what I want to be done. And she would be the one to do it. She would procure the women. She would she'd do everything.
It's crazy. Yeah. So I just wanted to give you a quick little history of her and how they came together. And then now we'll know all the way leading up to...
Yeah, like who
leading
is
up
she?
to, okay, now he's starting to do this stuff. Yeah. Okay. So she was born Christmas Day, 1961. She was born in England. 3 days later, so she was 3 years old or 3 days old. Sorry.
Yeah.
3 days later, she was 18.
She transported. Yes. 3 days later, a car carrying her 15-year-old brother, Michael, crashed and alongside Oxfordshire Road, and he spent 7 years in a coma, and then he died.
Oh, fuck. That sucks.
So he was the older brother, okay? She was born to material abundance. Her father was the publishing tycoon Robert Maxwell.
The father?
Father.
Well, so she was already rich.
Rich as fuck.
So he owned the Daily Mirror.
I don't know
what
that is. It's like the New York Times or something?
Yeah, it's like the Post in Europe. A little bit more scandalous-y. And a little bit more
but
like
still huge.
I know they're like the Queen's drinking fucking rum.
But so, I mean, accounts say that her early years were riddled with neglect because they were super upset about the brother dying.
And your dad's a tycoon, so he's like, I gotta work.
It was just, so
the nannies will feed you.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So there was abuse.
Abuse.
Yeah, physical abuse and emotional abuse, and
from the parents or the nannies?
From the dad specifically. Okay.
That doesn't excuse her. It just sucks.
Oh,
yeah. Sad story.
Throughout her childhood, she would attend these lavish parties, and they were thrown at Headington Hill Hall, and it was like politicians, celebrities, VIPs, etc. And there were tons of these parties over and over and over. But everybody would leave, and she would be all by herself, and it was just like a weird childhood to be brought up.
Yeah,
in,
like what the fuck?
In these big, huge,
find your own way home, Ghislaine.
Exactly. Yes. What the fuck? And her dad came from Czechoslovakia, and he was Jewish, and his entire family was killed in the Holocaust.
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
And so he became a war hero, and then he became a publishing magnate, and then he owned the Daily Mirror, and then he became a billionaire.
Yeah, he was
basically.
killing the game.
A millionaire.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Killing the game.
Heavy millionaire.
Yeah.
Not like one,
but like...
Multi.
Yeah, but like
tens to hundreds.
Yeah. There
a
you go, exactly.
A deca million.
A deca million. I know people that I think people abuse it. Like get to like $1 million, $1. I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, not really.
I'm a multi-millionaire. I made 1 million one.
I made $1 million twice because I lost and I made it back again. It's like I lost the dollar and made the dollar back. Multi times. I mean, I'm talking shit, but I've never done it. So I know. I wish I did. I wish I could say that.
So at first she was neglected, and then over time she became the favorite one. Actually, she became the favorite one of the dad, and this was just a constant trying to please her dad, and keep him happy.
I was waiting for the full on rebellion phase.
Right.
Fuck you, Dad.
And she became a socialite, and so she would attend these grand parties with him, and she was, gracious, and she had charisma, and she talked the talk, and she was the rich, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On his arm, and
she was actually rich, but she didn't have to lie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So eventually, she became his favorite.
Yeah.
Right? So much so that he named his
like
boat
like the heiress.
the Lady Ghislaine.
Oh, Lady Ghislaine.
So his boat was named after her. You know what I mean?
I wish one day, my sweet daughter.
Yeah.
I'll name a boat after you. I know.
My boat. It's after you.
Maxwell Sr., he really had high hopes for her. He even wanted her to marry JFK Jr.
I mean, so did every dad.
Yeah,
marry the Kennedys, baby. Trust
she
me.
She went to Oxford. She studied history, languages. A fellow student named Anna Pasternak, she said of Ghislaine, she said, she was one of those people at parties who are always looking over your shoulder to see if there was somebody more powerful or more interesting while she was air kissing you. I don't like that quote because it's kind of after the fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're kind of fishing a little bit for, I knew she was a rapist.
Yeah, I always look over my shoulder like she's trying to touch my butthole.
Yeah. I knew she just wanted to bang. And, of course.
Like, of course, 20 years later, I always knew it.
So after graduating Oxford, she was appointed by her father to be a director at Oxford United, which was the football club or soccer club.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
United!
Yeah. Anyway, so she became this massive socialite, millionaire. She founded a private club exclusively for women.
Oh, wow.
And it was like to champion feminism and be whatever.
Yeah, they hang out, talk shit about their husbands.
That entails.
Whatever that bullshit is.
I already don't like it.
We're gonna get 6 bad reviews for that.
Listen,
just that alone.
We love women.
Yeah.
Like
big time.
I am
hella time.
I am very subservient to my wife. Just so you know, ladies, I follow orders. Anyways,
so in '91, her father acquired the New York Daily News.
Oh wow, that's good.
So she was sent to New York to be the ambassador of the family.
Go take this shit over.
And that's when she entered the social scene.
This whole thing reminds me of what's that HBO?
Succession.
Succession.
Yeah.
It's like reminds me of like the guy
I know, 'cause
and
it's
then
news,
the daughter.
yeah.
I know,
like Siobhan.
Yeah.
Siobhan.
Yeah, that girl.
Name is. I hate her. By the way,
it's a good show, by the way.
It's a great show, but I hate her. I despise her.
But in November of '91, her father went on the Lady Ghislaine in the Canary Islands, right?
Into the Bermuda Triangle.
Boat went missing.
Into the Triangle.
What?
The boat went missing. It turned up. They found the boat, and his body was floating in the sea, and he died.
Shit.
Very interesting.
So she was
Bermuda Triangle, I'm telling
devastated.
you.
She was devastated.
She wasn't there too?
She wasn't there. She flew straight to where the yacht had been taken. She was inconsolable. She had to give a speech. You can go see the speech.
You
on
automatically think that she did it.
What's crazy is they don't know.
Who's on the manifest?
They ruled it as an accident.
No, I mean, it does happen.
Yeah, it does happen.
You know, he probably, I don't need the crew. I'm fucking ball. Shut the fuck up. I'm the
I would
I'm
have
the
to
boss.
I would have to look into it more. I don't think he took the boat out of the yacht himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he,
But like, how did the crew not, what happened to the crew?
I don't know. He's having a cocktail up on the deck.
See, that's the only thing
You
about
know?
when you're
And
that
then-
rich and you have a boat that big. It's like you can't drive it yourself.
No.
There's
No.
people on the boat
No.
at all times.
No. Yeah.
It's not like me. I'm gonna go out, and then, I'm like my 2-seater.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, a rowboat, I would take you along to help row.
I know, then we're both dead.
Yeah.
They're like, we found an empty case of beer, and there's
So her whole world was shaken, right? And then it came out right afterwards that Robert had raided the company's pension fund, which was $580 million.
Wow.
And
Robert
he took it.
Robert is her dad.
Is her dad, right? So he's the CEO of the company and the owner and the founder-in-law.
Yeah,
but he took the pension of all 32,000 employees.
That's a lot of employees,
and they all lost their pension.
What did he do with it?
What?
Nobody knows.
Oh, and then he just magically.
That's a lot of money.
But dude,
$500 million.
The thing is that then he magically dies. That money went, dude. That's what I'm saying. There's nefarious play.
Right,
Aren't there? Isn't this?
Yes.
Like
it's not like, oh, it's karma. Like no. People do that shit all the time, and they're still living their best life right now.
Then it became this whole court thing and the British government and all these people. The British government eventually paid $100 million towards the bailout of the fund to at least alleviate 32,000 employees.
Give them something. Yeah.
Dude, that's so fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fucked.
Yeah. In 92, 2 of the sons, so her brothers, were charged with fraud.
Oh, for the same thing or different shit?
For the same thing.
Oh, they were a part of it?
They were all part of the company, but they were acquitted 5 years later.
Oh, was it because Ghislaine
they were just charged.
They were charged.
Oh, she didn't actually. But she was.
She was part of the football team. That's it.
But why did she go to New York to like be the ambassador? I don't know. It seems like you're part of the company.
Yeah. So she continued to defend him. She continued to defend him, saying he wasn't a crook.
He just needed to borrow the cash.
She said, "A thief to me is somebody who steals money. Do you think that my father did that? No, I don't know what he did. But obviously something happened. Did he put it in his own pocket? Did he run off with the money? No. And that's my definition of a crook."
So she's like, look, he took it, but he didn't give it to himself, so he's not a thief. He's just a borrower. He just borrowed it for a purpose that I don't know why.
All of her siblings, except that he died as an accident or killed himself. Okay. She always insisted he was murdered.
I think he was murdered.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially because he took all that cash out.
Yeah.
It's really interesting and it happens right then. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So during all this is chaos. This is her home country. Her whole family's coming apart. Her dad dies. All of this.
Yeah, it's kind of
She doesn't have any money anymore.
Yeah, now she's like us.
She's done, right? So
back to being a peasant.
And it's reported
she's never going back to New York.
No, she pieces out of Europe. She buys a one-way ticket to New York. All she had, this is what she did have. Although she's still richer than we are. But
I know, it's like even when she's broke, she's still richer than us.
She was given $106,000 a year in a trust fund.
Oh, for the rest of her life.
For the rest of her life, yeah.
It's like, God, only have 10 million left.
All I get is 100.
Only 106K in the 80s, and like so it's like 500K now. Like the fuck.
Yeah, seriously. So does it say like what happened to the company? Did it shut down or it keeps going?
Totally.
Or it had
totally
shut
sold
down?
out,
Okay.
sold off basically to other people
to try to pay off the 32,000 employees.
That's
or
right,
whatever.
all their pension.
Yeah.
All
right, so she's like got nothing.
She's got nothing except for the 106 a year.
Right.
Which is not nothing.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's a lot of something, actually.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Yeah. So essentially, she then moved to New York and she continued to be a socialite. And somebody introduced her to a man by the name of Jeffrey Epstein at a dinner.
And he's like, if you need to use a jet, just let me know.
they created a relationship. Now, the interesting part is nobody really knows what kind of relationship they had. Obviously, they were sexual. They never married.
Yeah. So?
But they would share. Maybe they were just sexually open.
Fluid.
Yeah, I don't know.
like friends with benefits, but you're also going to do all my dirty jobs. And like...
He's like... That 106K is not going to sustain you.
So then
you need some more money.
So then she got her way into a penthouse in New York, about a $5 million penthouse in the early 90s. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
That was supposedly paid by Epstein. And then she's back on track.
Now she's like, right where I started.
Yeah. And that is when things got out of control.
Sketch as fuck.
Or at least the reports and the witnesses. And so that's when they, as a team, started to abuse people. And so what they would do...
They got real streamline.
Yeah, they would recruit girls that were young. And they would recruit these girls to come and to give him a massage and to give him pleasure and then to be a sexual person for them and pay them.
And to then do that for other people.
That's right. And so
it's this was happening in New York, Miami.
It was happening. It was in New York, Florida. It was happening all.
But initially in the 90s, they both moved to New York.
Yeah,
and he had the big penthouse. You know, the 77 million.
He had the big house.
Oh, the house, not even a penthouse.
It's like a
so
house.
They start recruiting these girls, and it's like, hey, you want to make some extra money?
Yes.
Probably girls don't have money,
and it's probably way more money than they would ever make.
Certain type of girl that they go
Starbucks.
After,
right? Yeah. That's where we're going to stop this episode because the next episode we're going to talk about the abuse.
Yeah,
we'll try to. You know, it's a really rough thing, and especially because you know a lot of people. Their lives were ruined forever for it, and we don't want to. Obviously, we joke.
I was just about to do a disclaimer. Like, I don't want you all to think that we're insensitive to this because we're not.
Yeah.
But you know, the whole purpose of this podcast is to be able to. We want to discuss these topics and these subjects, but still have it be fun to be with us and discuss it.
Yeah.
Us making a joke or something, it doesn't mean we're trying to make light of the situation. When Jeffrey Epstein, like what happened to these girls is fucking appalling.
Yeah.
If anything, you know, both me and Jorge have daughters.
Yeah.
If anything like that happened to one of our daughters, like, trust me, I'm not like,
right.
It's not fucking, not fucking funny. Yeah, it's not like fun.
Even groups and charities that fight this kind of stuff. And
yeah, that's right.
So I just wanted to like make it known that we do care. It just.
But we got to go over it, and we don't want to sit here and be just depressed for the next hour.
Because you know why? This is my thought on it. Is it's actually really hard to confront. So much horrible,
shit.
evil, right?
Evil.
And it's hard to confront that. So sometimes we'll, if we try to make it lighter and we can, do that.
Yeah,
then,
so like you don't feel like
try to confront it.
Yeah, by the time you get to work, you don't feel like shit. It's like going to the office like. Great. I want to hate everybody. At least okay, it happened, and now I understand more about it. If I didn't know about it before, and it was just us trying to make it better for you.
That's right.
Because we're making it better for each other to discuss it. Because I think sex trafficking is honestly the biggest. It's the biggest issue on earth, and I don't think it gets the light that it gets.
Yeah, that's right. So
people are more fucking worried about like looking. Ooh. Who's gonna be elected? Who gives a shit? Like
when you got these kind of issues for sure.
Yeah, bullshit.
So next episode, we are going to go into a lot of the victims.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there were 4 recruiters that were women.
Who would recruit the
I didn't know there
girls?
was 4. I did know that there was multiple ones.
There were 4 recruiters, or main recruiters, who were also victims.
Oh wow! So they got Oh man, it's
multi-leveled like situation. So you abuse somebody,
and then they're tied in. They're locked in,
and then you get them to do.
They don't want to get abused anymore,
bidding.
and then, so they'll get more people.
Psycho, but it doesn't justify what they did because they are the ones who brought them in. Anyways, it's crazy. Yeah. So we'll go into that next episode. Love you guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. See you next time. Fuck.
Nighty night.
Nighty night.
Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast, episode 2 of Jeffrey Epstein and this psychotic
Jeffrey and Epstein saga.
God,
the series
saga trilogy.
Yeah,
it might be a saga because if it goes to episode 4, it becomes a saga.
Automatically
a saga.
We're gonna try to keep it.
What's
at
3?
the 3?
Is that trilogy?
Trilogy. Yeah.
Okay, it's a trilogy.
Yeah, but anything over 3 is a saga.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing else to call it. There's like a quartet.
I dig it. So last episode we did basically the story of Epstein,
and then a little tidbit on Ghislaine and how she got to be where she was,
and how he got to be, at least what we could find. Like, how the hell did he make it? Like
how he weaseled his way to stardom.
Yeah. By the way, I think it's Ghislaine.
I thought it was Ghislaine. Maybe it is Ghislaine.
Let's just verify it.
I just had the dude. The dude was like, he sounds legit. Ghislaine. He's like, this is how we pronounce Ghislaine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, that guy sounds.
I'm gonna go with Ghislaine.
Well,
I'm gonna go with Ghislaine.
All right,
that's 66.6% against you.
Yeah. In this episode, we're gonna go over what they did. You know what I mean? So,
so it gets a little heavy.
Yeah, this is a double disclaimer.
We're not condoning it. We're not okay. This is not fun.
This is going to be very over 18.
It's super dark and sucks and it's tragic.
Yep.
We know it sucks.
Yep. Okay, so we'll do a timeline basically of what happened basically. So I'm going to say basically.
Basically.
How many fucking times can I say basically?
Yeah.
Do that again. Do that again.
Okay, so basically.
Basically.
So basically.
Stop saying it.
Now you keep saying it. I got to say it. Haley Robson was a 16-year-old South Florida high school student when an acquaintance of her at a pool said, "Hey, do you want to make some extra money giving a massage to an old billionaire in Palm Beach?"
Just like that.
Dude, my daughter's not allowed to have friends.
Yeah.
The friends are out. Friends are canceled.
And that's the crazy thing about this part of the story is that it was a pyramid scheme of
sex
work. Abuse. Yeah, it's crazy. Right. Yeah, because it wasn't
it's like people that you trust.
Yeah,
and recruiting you, or maybe
not
maybe
trust,
they're friends.
But
maybe they're not friends and you trust.
Yeah, and they're girls.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's fucking Herbalife, but for like sex work.
Yeah, but it wasn't because obviously
the MLM of trafficking.
I know, literally.
So Epstein wasn't out on South Beach, walking around going, "Hey, 16-year-old, you want to come with me?
You want to see my billfold?"
Yeah, it was all through these people.
Right.
Yeah. So she agreed.
Are you going to get into if these girls were, part of this inner circle or this?
We're getting into that.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So she agreed. She went to his house and was set up for a massage, and he was laying there, and she was massaging him. And then he tried to grope her while she was giving the massage. He paid her extra to be wearing just a thong.
How did you not realize that this was
first red flag?
Come on, what? You have no massage skills whatsoever. Yeah. I'm gonna need you to be in a thong.
Yeah. So
I paid extra.
He tried to touch her, and she pushed his hand away. Okay. Then she went back 12 more times to the mansion.
I mean, there has to be, like, once again, not condoning it, but there has to be a point where you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop doing this.
For sure, but also the money.
Yeah.
Money
so
just
this
draws
girl
you in, I'm sure,
I mean, your allowance at home isn't enough. Like, you're 16. What do you need cash for?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Are these girls part of this rich life?
No, they're not.
Oh. They're not.
They're not. They're in a different area, and they're just
maybe they're so broke. They're like, I need this to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah,
that makes.
I mean, they're 16.
Right.
That's
the other thing. It's
in
like
high school, I don't know.
I don't know. When I was 16,
more easily
like
$200, I guess.
$200 would last me for multiple
when you're 16, that's a lot.
Yeah, and this is early 2000s, late.
Dude.
90s. So she kept going back, but she was, I guess, groomed, or she was put into a new role, which was a recruiter.
Oh, so they made her. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, if you don't want to do the sexy stuff, maybe you'll get other people to do it, and we'll still pay you.
Yeah,
we'll still give you cash.
Right.
So in a deposition,
So now she's, I don't got to go through this painful thing.
but I can make money.
Yeah.
So in a deposition later, she said, "I didn't have to convince them, the girls. I proposed to them, and then they took it."
Oh, so it's I don't need you, but if you want
it,
whatever,
you want to make some extra money.
Right, but she's probably also not saying what's about to
what's
go
going to
down.
happen.
Totally.
Yeah, she's just saying like,
totally.
you want to do a massage?
Fuck this old guy for cash.
Right.
They're like, just come give him a massage, easy peasy.
Yeah. So in a series of unsealed court documents and depositions, new interviews came about saying that there was a small group of women who would essentially lure girls, or at least propose to them, and then they would take it.
Yeah.
Right?
And that sucks too, because it is like, girls do typically trust other girls, and because they'll, I think they'd be much more inclined to be like, they'll be like, I did it, and it's like totally fine. Do you want to do it? Like, I'm just not doing it anymore. And they're like, oh, well, she did it. Of course, I'll do it.
So he also had in the civil suits an organized network of quote unquote underlings, and these were the girls who were trained on how to approach people and then get them to come back to the place. And then also office assistants who booked cars, booked travel.
This is like a whole fucking system.
Yes.
This is before Uber. So they were,
not
like,
even
they were
kidding.
arranging.
Multiples. Meaning
shit
on the daily.
How many
I don't know. Like
does the guy
this
need?
wasn't just like a random.
Just daily. Like it's a system now.
Yes.
And also, I'm sure you're going to get into it, but it's not just him.
No.
Oh, no, it's probably other
absolutely.
old guys that are staying at the compound.
So none of these people were charged or even named as co-conspirators.
Oh, the girls.
The girls.
Oh, because they were also victims. So the
right.
DA was probably like, oh, this
That's
sucks.
right. So, and yeah, you're totally right. And it became tricky because they're victims in them. They were abused, and so then they're coerced to do things further.
I know. So it's almost like they wouldn't have done it on their own volition, but since
But
they
they
were
still
already
did
like
it.
embroiled.
Yes.
I mean, that's a little weird because I'm sorry. Let's say if I was a parent and like one of these bitches like had got my kid into it, I'd be like,
would you put them on the same terms?
Fuck them. I don't give a shit. Oh, I need the justice.
So you would put them on the same terms?
I'm just saying.
Maybe not the same exact terms.
I'm just saying.
It's hard.
No, it's hard to say because right now, what I know, but I'm saying if I can imagine being a parent of a kid who was coerced by one of these girls and put through that, and then they'll be, well, she was a victim too. I'd be like, well, fuck off.
There's some
I don't
sort
care.
of responsibility there.
Yeah, it's for example, let's say it's like, well, I groom you, and you get in this gang, Gang is a very similar thing.
So now you're a gangbanger.
You're groomed in this lifestyle.
And you start
and
recruiting
you do it,
other
but they're
people.
like, well, hey, you're a victim, bro.
Right.
It's like, well, you robbed and killed someone, so it's sorry, but you did it. Like, you did the action. Yeah. So you are liable for it. And it's really weird because obviously they are victims.
It's strange.
They're 100% victims for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not denying
that.
Okay, so here are the four women. Yeah?
Okay.
Sarah Kellen, Leslie Groff, Adriana Ross, and Nadia Markonakova. Yeah. So these are the people that were
the groomers.
It was thought. These were
the recruiters.
Yes. Yeah. They contended, though, in the court documents that Ghislaine managed the network of recruiters.
Yeah, she was like the project manager for that
shit. And actually made like a semi-playbook on how to do it right.
And like AV sales training.
Like a fucking corporation. Like here's your SOP on how to recruit other girls.
So you say this.
Refer to manual page 6.
Yes.
For this.
Yes. And the idea was that if they paid the person $200, then they would also get about $100 per person they brought in.
Yeah.
So you bring in 15 people, how much money are you making? You're making $1,500.
And no one's touching you. So it's like easy money.
Yeah. So they were allegedly told to target young, financially desperate.
Oh, see, that's what,
Dude, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's
what
what
I'm
it is.
talking about.
And to promise advancement of whatever they were into. Meaning, okay, you're into arts. Epstein's a billionaire. of course.
You want to go to the best art school.
You want to go to the university? Yeah, absolutely. He put in a good word for you.
He knows the dean.
Yeah, so those are the...
And none of those women got to do anything on that. Yeah. Like, let's just put that out there.
Yeah. In fact, come over and you're going to meet the dean.
Yeah.
You're massaging him.
So one girl in a deposition said, Ghislaine said, that if the guy, Epstein, likes you, then, it will work out for you. You'll travel, you'll make good money, you'll be educated. So essentially, like this girl named Virginia Guffrey, she took that job and she says that she became Epstein's sex slave, constantly providing him sexual favors, but also acquaintances that she didn't know who they were, but they were prominent businessmen and government officials.
And he goes to her, he's like, hey, I need you to do this for me. You want to keep this? You want to keep going?
Right.
The idea is
go in this room and
the idea is to make them happy.
Anything else?
The idea is like, hey, I need you to make blah happy. Can you go give them, make them feel better? Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? And then she says, my whole life revolved around just pleasing these men and keeping Ghislaine and Jeffrey happy. Their entire lives revolved around sex.
I mean, it does seem crazy. I mean, wouldn't he want like a break? And he's like having them come like all the time. I'm sorry, but dude, like,
well, Ghislaine is.
You need a break.
I'm like virile, but like, Jesus Christ, Ghislaine, like that many massages.
Ghislaine is quoted as saying that Epstein needs to release 3 times a day.
Really?
Or what? Or is he gonna fucking turn
just
into like
he's
fucking
insatiable.
Dr. Jekyll?
No, like just that he's insatiable.
I must drop nuts.
Yeah, and so yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Please refer to the disclaimer.
Yeah. Yeah. So So one of these 4, her name's Sarah Kellen. She was considered the assistant to Ghislaine. She kept names and numbers of all the girls who gave Epstein erotic massages, and she would call them whenever he was in town, asking if they were ready to work. And so they have documents of her saying,
"Are you ready to work?
Are you ready to work?"
Oh, and it's so loose that you can't. They're not thinking you're ready to jerk off like Epstein thinking that's like work.
So you're right. It became this organization.
It does seem like it's like a club promoter type group. Like you have like
an organization or a system.
Yeah, just like that. Okay, you get paid to bring more people in the club, and then when we have another thing, you hit those same people up and you keep bringing them back, and it's very set up like that.
Yeah. In one interview, a victim named Mrs. Ransom said that Sarah, one of the recruiters, and Ghislaine,
she's the main girl, right?
She was
there's 4. She's one of the 4.
But she said she was almost the assistant.
Yeah, Ghislaine's assistant. Basically, she said that Kellen and Ghislaine gave her tips on how to give him massages, including how to rub his feet appropriately and how to best satisfy him sexually. She said, it was Ghislaine and Sarah that showed me how to please Jeffrey sexually. Then one of the other girls, one of the other 4, we'll call them the 4.
The 4.
Right? Yeah. The 4, Miss Groff, she was his Epstein's executive assistant for 20 years.
Holy shit.
Damn.
So she knows the things.
Okay, wait.
See 20 years like that
she's
should
one of the
be
4.
also prosecuted.
So Miss Groff wasn't prosecuted? I mean, I'm sorry.
No.
She wasn't.
You're the personal assistant for fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
That's a little too long to be like
that's
your
right.
victim. Like you are now a part of the organization.
Now fucking conspirator.
So later on, we'll talk a little bit about it, but at a certain point, the FBI starts going through his trash.
Oh, smart, because it's public property, baby.
And so they find all these, like, remember back in the day, the little notepad of like a phone message?
Oh, yeah.
And it had like,
little flippy flip.
Johnny called and he wants to know when your laundry is going to be picked up, blah, blah, blah. They found tons of these. And they had all these not very coded messages, but a girl calling and saying, hey, 17, 18, and 19 can be here at 5.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah. Or blah girl is ready to work. Or, you know what I mean? They found all these messages. Obviously, it didn't say, yeah, she's going to give you a hand job.
No, but it was like 17 strong hands.
Yes.
Blonde, ready to go.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
And he's like, perfect.
Yeah. So she said, though, in an interview with the Times that she would answer the phone, manage his schedule, and include meetings with scientists, Wall Street, foreign dignitaries, American politicians, etc.
Scientists? What the fuck is he meeting with scientists for?
So she says over the years that she formed a special bond with him, anticipating his needs and knowing exactly what he was thinking when he needed it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. She's not a victim anymore.
She's
fucking
super complicit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my thing is like also like this just proves that he wasn't doing anything. Like, how was he making this money? And he's just all he does is get
Crazy.
all he does is get his fuck on all day. And
All day.
and like,
That's so much work.
I know.
that's
like, I don't have time for
3
this.
times a day.
It's crazy. I know. It's insane.
When do you work?
She said that as part of her employment that he would help her obtain a fashion degree at a prestigious school.
Did she?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I don't know if she ever did it, but I don't think so.
Probably
But
not.
it goes back to this. That's his
The carrot.
like, giving,
the
yeah,
carrot,
and giving
like-
the favor, and the, you know what I mean. I'll do this for you.
Yeah, you're gonna go to Juilliard.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. 20 years later, nothing.
Still, it's fucking GED.
But in the lawsuit, in the original civil suit, she said at no time during the employment did she ever engage in any misconduct and ever knowingly made travel arrangements for anyone under 18.
That's a fucking lie.
Straight up.
But it's
There you
also,
go.
it's like, I didn't know that I didn't know they were going to fuck him. Like, how would I know that? I just thought he needed multiple massages every day.
One of the 4, she was quoted as saying, "The more you do, the more you make."
Well, yeah, that's classic.
That's how he kept him around.
Yeah. Like,
And then the 4th person is Miss Markanakova, and she was a former model. A 16-year-old told Miami PD detectives that she was giving Epstein a massage when Markanakova came in the room and told her, if you want to make an extra $200, you have to blow Epstein right now. And she reluctantly agreed.
and Epstein's like, well, she said it. What do you want me to do?
Yep.
Oh, God. I can't. I just
not
can't.
me saying it.
And
I
so,
just can't
so
imagine that they're
Damn.
doing any, like,
Yeah, and so Markanakova, there's about 4 reports of different people where she did the same exact thing.
like she was
So
like,
she wasn't
would
even
come
just
in, you can suck the dick.
She wasn't even just recruiting them. She would walk in mid and be like, "Let's up the ante."
This is what you got to do.
Yeah, she probably have cash
Yeah.
Yeah.
for this to make it more real, like initial $200.
But here's the part that's crazy. She was underage too.
What the fuck? How old was she at the time?
16.
Jesus, that's ruthless. These bitches are complicit. Like, I'm sorry, you are not.
Shit.
No, they're
Those 4.
The victim
The
is
4.
those
The
4.
4.
Those 4.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
The 4.
I'm sorry. That's bullshit that they weren't charged. I
Nothing.
recant.
But she's underage too. She can't.
She's
can't
not
charge
underage.
a minor.
She wasn't a minor when this shit came out.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but when it happened-
when it happened, she's a minor. You can't charge them.
Yes, you can,
You cannot.
bro. What?
No, you can't
No,
charge.
I don't think so.
Want to
So
bet?
you're 16 and you go do something, you would be charged as a minor.
No, Eric. Okay.
No?
So okay.
So, like-
here's let me give you an example.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me give you an
Yeah,
example.
that's
Let's
a
say-
good question.
Let's say I'm 16. I kill Jorge. They find out when it's
Murder's not the same thing because murder, there's no age.
no.
Do you know what I mean?
You can still be charged as a minor, 100% for murder, 100%.
No,
Yeah,
but
but you
like
would
if
go-
you're over 18 when it got found out and there's evidence.
Yeah, there's no
and then
statute
you're
of
getting
limitations.
charged.
No, but it
There's no
doesn't.
statute of
It doesn't
limitations.
matter.
Murder and-
it doesn't
I'm just
matter.
saying
Let's say if you're okay, let's say you're doing sex trafficking, you're 16. They find out and you're 20. They're not going to charge you as a 16-year-old when
Yes,
you're
they
20.
are.
No, they're not. That's retarded. I'm going to look this up. This is bullshit.
It sounds like they wouldn't.
Yeah, because you're a minor.
Yeah. Like if you're currently doing it
Yeah,
still,
that's right.
4 years later you're 20, you're still doing it. That's different.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because you could charge them right
Totally.
now, whatever they're doing now.
Yeah.
But if you found out what you were doing when you were 16, you're not going to get charged
As an
an adult.
You'll get charged as a minor. Sure.
No, you only get charged as a minor when you are a minor.
Yeah, but if you did an act when you were a minor, you can't get charged later for. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, they're what are they gonna send you to juvie when you're 25? Like
No, but
you're not going to get charged.
You're going to get charged, but you're going to get the lenient.
No, you're not going to get charged.
No,
You're not.
no. Okay, look. So
You don't know the
I don't
answer to
know.
this.
I don't know.
Look, the majority of states, you can be charged as an adult as a minor. Florida's one of them.
Sure.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you can. I've
Okay.
seen that.
Or,
I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen
or if you're not, you can get the judge can explicitly write and be like, hey, they're going to be charged as an adult. And at that point, you can be charged as an adult as a minor.
Yeah.
So if you can be charged
as an adult as a minor.
Yeah.
So like if you're a minor, you can get charged as an adult. But what if you're over 18 and they found out about some shit you were doing when you were 16? But now you're an adult.
You're an adult.
So you get charged as an adult?
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm
my God.
Yeah.
So.
2 on 1.
think so.
2 on 1.
Yeah, we beat Sean.
Yeah. Democracy.
Please.
I'm sure we're gonna get so many. We're gonna get so many comments.
The Republic.
I will bring security.
Your new empire.
Only the Sith deal in absolute Senate.
Then you are truly lost, my friend.
You underestimate my power.
I will do what I must.
That is the best. One of the best scenes ever.
Shit.
All right. Anyways,
I'm sweating now.
Please
Now on.
write in.
Hey guys, hope we're enjoying the show so far. We wanted to take a break and just remind you of the different ways that you can support our podcast. The first and foremost is you can subscribe by clicking the follow button on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts. It's on the show page. It's really easy. You just click it and subscribe. What this does is it makes it so you get notified every new release that comes out. Another way is by simply following us on social media. This is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. But one of the best ways that you can support our podcast is to help us grow. And how do you do that? You can share the show with friends and family. Okay, thanks a bunch, everybody. Now back to the show.
I need you guys to write in to make me right.
Yeah. We probably got some lawyers.
I know there's some smarter humans than us.
Policemen or somebody's listening.
So
write in, tell me.
And the next part is about a little bit about it. Not quite the same thing, but it's basically prosecutors said later that it's a thorny legal issue in deciding whether to charge the associates because they've initially been victims themselves.
Well, see, I understand
we're talking
that.
about the four.
We're talking about the victim thing.
Yeah, that's different than the minor thing. But
Correct.
yeah.
Right.
So determining criminal liability is a complex decision if a person has been exploited for sex in the first place and then used as a pawn to recruit others.
But then, with her coming in, want $200?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that doesn't seem like you're under duress.
Just a lawyer who focuses on it says it becomes really, really tricky when you're trying to prosecute.
But like,
I know.
I don't know. If you put yourself in her shoes, then she might be like, "Oh, I'm going to go back to, the lower ranks, and I'm going to have to be the one in the room now." I don't know. It's so complicated.
It's rough.
It's so complicated. But anyways, Sean's wrong.
Yeah.
okay. But yet I'm like, oh, murder. Well, murder's different. Murder's different. Like,
so okay, so there is
that was Jorge's like, I'm not liable.
Yeah. So there is a so there is a fifth.
I thought it was just the four, like the four horsemen.
So there is a fifth girl, and her name's Robson, Miss Robson, right? And she's a former stripper and waitress at Olive Garden. She was not
classy.
She was not among the four who were part of the original lawsuit, but some of the detectives wanted to prosecute her. So I'm telling you about her because
she worked at Olive Garden.
She was the fifth.
So she was a recruiter.
She was part of it.
She was the fifth recruiter.
But there was not enough evidence to have her really part of it.
Okay.
The four are the four. And then there was a fifth. And it said her role in Epstein's operation was significant enough that the detectives planned to charge her more than a decade ago. She was sued twice civilly and described her role in the deposition. So when Epstein would fly into Florida, she would get on a call on her cell phone from Sarah, one of the four, and tell her how many massages that he would need for the upcoming visit. The two of them would then schedule a scheduling coordinator.
Oh my God.
Dude's so funny.
So he would be like, I'm in town for 8 days. I need 9
massages a day.
Yeah.
No,
And
the thing I
then-
don't understand is like they wanted
More
to
like 24, 3 a day.
They wanted to charge this fifth one, but the other four, they're like, well,
I think because there wasn't much documented evidence. The other ones, there was in the trash. It was everything. You know what I mean?
No,
And
but they
this
had
was-
more evidence on the four. not her.
Right.
But they wanted to charge this fifth one. But with these four, they're like,
oh yeah,
well, they were victims. But her, they were like, fucking burn her on the cross. I know, like, she was a stripper. She worked at Olive Garden. Piece of shit.
I'm going to tell you what happened, and you're going to be super mad about it.
Did she start off not a recruiter, or did she just move into recruiter status?
Straight recruitment.
You're like, you're a stripper. You could be a recruiter.
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't have that. I don't have that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah. There was a lot of girls.
I bet there was.
So she said in a deposition, she said, I would have a girl that would be available for those dates and times, and that's what she would send to Sarah, who would send it to Ghislaine, who would send it to Epstein.
Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah,
Monday.
So this is what she told lawyers, though. This is what she told lawyers. She made $200 for every high school girl she brought to the house. She recruited the girls from high school, including one who was 14. When she brought a 23-year-old, Epstein said no, too old, sent her away.
Oh my God, 23 is young as fuck.
Damn, man.
That's like a lifetime away from me.
Yeah, I know.
23, I'm like, oh my God.
In the deposition, she said, the more you do, the more you make. If you were topless, if you were working in your thong, if you were working in your bra, you're going to make more than 100. And then she was reached out by the Times. She says, I have nothing to say. I would appreciate it not being contacted again.
Dude, what the fuck?
So she was straight up.
So she was the fifth. Okay, so in 99, Epstein allegedly forced an underage girl to have sex with Prince Andrew.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this. Believe it fully.
So Virginia Guffrey.
Fully believe it.
Virginia Guffrey is one of the first survivors to ever speak out, and she's on the Netflix documentary. She came out in a lot of stuff. She worked at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
So that's also the weird
connection.
Everybody knows everybody.
No, she was probably the beer cart girl, and they're like, get her.
So she worked at Mar-a-Lago in 99 when she was 15. So Guffrey accused Epstein of sex trafficking her and said he forced her to have sex with Andrew, the Duke of York.
And he got fucking exiled, bro. Yes. He got excommunicated from the royal family. They're like, fuck off. Want nothing to do with you.
So Prince Andrew denied the allegations. So do you remember the photo?
Yeah, there's a photo of
He's
Andrew
got his
and
hand.
the chick.
Yes, and Ghislaine's in the background.
I know, Ghislaine's in the background.
That's
It's like his hand's almost on her butt.
That's right. And so then he did an interview, and you should watch the interview when you have a spare moment. It's the most awkward
I might have seen. I think I might have seen it.
Because he's like, you know what? I'm going to get ahead of this. I'm going to get ahead of this. I'm going to do an interview. And he gets on the interview, and he's just out of control. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's like, I never did anything at all. I never had sexual relations with that girl. 2002, Epstein is accused of raping a high school student in New York. Jennifer Arauz was 14. Oh my God! When a woman allegedly approached her to take her to the townhouse in New York. Arauz told NBC she returned to the mansion several times over the next year and was coerced eventually into stripping down and giving him erotic stuff. And massages and stuff.
Why do you keep going back?
That doesn't make any sense.
She accused him of raping her in 2002.
Dude, and I'm sorry, but like, it's just weird.
First time you go there, there's like some fucked up shit that goes down. You're not going back if you don't have to. Like, it's one thing if you're kept prisoner.
Maybe they were so
whatever. Yeah,
I'm trying to understand it, but maybe they were so financially hard up that they had to.
Dude, but you know how many financially hard up people still survive without fucking people?
Right.
I'm just saying. And
but maybe when you're 14,
you're a kid.
I know,
You don't have to like bring in the bacon for your kids.
That's right.
I know.
It's different.
14's different.
It's different. You're a child. You're in school.
Yeah. Okay, so in March,
fucked up.
March in 2005, this is when the police started to finally.
They're like, hey, something's
going on.
Stop this from happening.
So Palm Beach police, they began investigating Epstein after the family of a 14-year-old girl reported that she was molested at his house.
Yeah, wasn't there I think there was actually multiple complaints, and like it took it was like the fifth or sixth time, and they finally did something about it.
Yeah, you're right. So multiple girls came forward and said that he was hiring them to give him sexual pleasures. Yeah. She said a female acquaintance, again, and a classmate at the high school,
fucking
fake
friends.
Yeah, taken her to the house to give him a massage in exchange for money. In April now, Palm Beach police begin pulling his trash, and they discovered the telephone messages that we talked about, right? With that girl's name on it. So then it would like verify.
So they can confirm.
Yes. Yeah. And a time that matched the time that she told the police that she was there.
It happened.
Yeah. Then they found the names and phone numbers of a bunch of other girls on a bunch of other message slips in the trash. October, police go into full probe. One of Epstein's assistants calls one of the girls just as she's being questioned by the police.
She's like in the room.
She's literally being questioned by the police.
And she's like, it's him.
Investigators begin interviewing more girls, as well as Epstein's butlers, who tell them that Epstein frequently gets visits from girls throughout the day.
He's never working. I mean, this guy has never fucking worked a second of his life. What the fuck is he doing?
So keeps going back to that.
So I don't have time to smoke a cigarette during the day and fucking working. Like, Jesus Christ.
So by the end of the month, they get a search warrant, and they search his house. Okay.
Finally.
I know, fuck.
Damn.
Fast forward now, they haven't done anything. So they fast forward all the way to the next year, 2006, May.
What happened to the warrant?
And he's still making trips back.
They're just gathering evidence. Police sign a probable cause affidavit charging Epstein and 2 of his assistants, so 2 of the 4, with multiple counts of unlawful sex acts with a minor. State Attorney Barry Krischer instead refers the case to a grand jury. Okay? So he basically wants a jury trial instead of a judge, right? So May 2006, they sign the paperwork to officially charge him. July, he's arrested. And what he's arrested on is a single count of soliciting prostitution.
What the fuck?
What?
1 count. And it's not even with a minor. It's just he solicited a prostitute.
So this relatively minor charge.
And that's going to go to a jury trial for that.
So this
is like a fine.
Yeah. So this relatively minor charge draws newspaper articles and critiques and, that sort of thing. Essentially, in the news articles that were coming out at the time, that he was given special treatment.
Well, no shit.
Yeah.
It's like I killed like 10 people. They're like, he's being charged with 1 like aggravated assault.
Yeah, it's like a slap on the wrist.
So he was arrested, and then the grand jury, after hearing only from 1 girl, returns an indictment of 1 count of solicitation and prostitution. So he was arrested for the 1 count, and then they heard from 1 girl.
What happened to the other girls?
Oh, yeah. They just didn't interview him.
Yeah.
They didn't interview him.
These fucking cops suck.
Not only that,
these guys are worse than the OJ trial.
They're way worse.
They disregarded them being a minor. So it was the equivalent of him going to Miami
and
getting a hooker, and then it was a sting operation, and then he got caught for trying to get a hooker.
Yeah, but the hooker was like a sophomore in high school. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, these cops suck. Fuck these motherfuckers.
No, the legal, not the cops. The cops aren't part of the...
sorry. The lawyers
the
are...
court, whatever happened there.
The district attorney is on the payroll.
Yeah.
So he got massages.
So at this point, of course, Epstein hires the legal team.
Of course.
It's like dream team number 2.
Yeah, with all of his fake money that he magically has. I'm a fuck.
So then he starts to negotiate with the state attorney's office on sentencing and the punishment for
a plea deal. I'll take a plea. Right. It's community service.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. So at that time, the police chief of Palm Beach was pressuring the FBI to open up a minor case about minors. Saying, hey, dude, this is not what?
Okay.
He's not just going to get a hooker. So the police chief is like, FBI, this is a federal crime.
I actually recant my statement about the police. Thank you, police.
Yeah.
The lawyers are terrible.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Child prostitution and child crimes and child sexting is a federal FBI jurisdiction kind of thing. So then they begin their investigation. They start interviewing people, et cetera, right? So now go to 2007, the U.S. attorney prepares to present a case to the federal grand jury, right? Epstein's attorney requests a meeting to discuss the investigation before it happens. Okay?
Okay.
There's a 53-page indictment that's prepared.
That's a whopper.
At the same time, the plea deal conversations start with Epstein's legal team.
Oh, they're like, you get a win, automatic victory.
So the grand jury subpoenas the computers, his computers. Okay. At the time, the U.S. attorney in Miami is by the name of Alexander Acosta. Later on, this is going to be important.
Yeah, he was on the fucking manifest.
He enters into direct discussions about the plea agreement, right? As well as delaying Epstein's computer subpoena.
See, this is where they're like, oopsies. I don't know where they went. The computers disappeared.
So federal prosecutors in September dropped several plea agreements that are rejected by Epstein and his attorneys. And Epstein then signs a non-prosecution agreement. Now, what does that mean?
Yeah. It means that you can't be prosecuted for that crime.
That's right.
It's in essence like amnesty. Like you have amnesty from that crime, but you have to give them something.
That's right. You have to give them something for it. Okay, good. So that's what's happening right now, right? They're going through the paperwork and this and that.
He went through his Rolodex. He's like, who can I give up?
Yeah.
Who can I burn?
Yeah. With the non-prosecution agreement being debated still, Acosta meets with Epstein's lawyer at the West Palm Beach Marriott to discuss finalizing a deal. Among the terms agreed upon is that the victims would not be notified that the deal was being struck.
What?
Okay, so
they can't know, so they can't be pissed?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's so not only is he getting off, it's like
this is crazy.
They can't know that, dude. What the fuck? How is this flying? How did they let this fucking shit out?
Epstein's lawyer objects to an addendum that they put in the agreement, and the provision called for a special master to appoint an attorney to represent the victims in a civil compensation trial. So he also objected to them being able to sue him civilly for money.
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah.
Fucking prick. He's like, I need that for my massages.
So then December comes around. The two sides continue to debate the addendum. So Epstein now has an attorney named Kenneth Starr. You heard that name?
Sounds like he fucking wins.
Okay, so
just so you know, sounds like a winner.
Savage.
Just so you know who the Kenneth Starr is, he's the prosecutor who prosecuted Bill Clinton for getting.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just to know who he is. You know what I mean? For impeachment.
Yeah.
He was the one who put forward for impeachment. Anyways. Okay, good. So Kenneth Starr asked for a review of the agreement by the U.S. Department of Justice, further delaying it. But the victims are told this entire time that it's just continuing.
Yeah, it's just the legal process is how it works.
2007 now comes around.
Fucking years later.
Federal prosecutors prepare an indictment against Epstein. But for a year, the money manager's lawyer engages in talks with the U.S. attorney, Alexander Acosta, about a plea agreement. Okay, so this is just the delaying.
I mean, he could just delay this forever, and he could go to any country that doesn't extradite any of his time. Let's dip.
So one thing that they were stuck at was that Epstein's lawyers were continuing to say that the accusers were unreliable witnesses and non-credible. So they're
too young to be credible.
Impoverished.
It's probably it's all part of the game. It's like you take these low income people. I'm such an upstanding citizen.
Yeah.
They're trying to.
You're gonna believe them over me.
They're coming at me for money.
Yeah.
The massages was non-sexual. She told me she was 18. Fucking Epstein.
Right. Okay. So it's just like a power play. Who you're gonna believe them over me? You're gonna.
Yes. So then Epstein
donated $30 million to Harvard.
So then another thing that Epstein does is he says, hey, I don't agree to this because it requires me to register as a sex offender.
Because you are, you piece of shit. Sorry. I didn't mean to yell.
So meanwhile, during this whole thing, the FBI continues to probe.
God, our system sucks dicks. It's like the worst.
So the Justice Department issues finding that if a plea deal is not reached immediately, then he will be prosecuted. So immediately then he agrees to the plea deal.
I love said like immediately.
Like, in that case, okay.
3 years later, like so immediately.
This is what he agrees to. Okay. In 2008.
Okay.
He pleads to guilty, 1 count of solicitation of prostitution.
It's weak sauce.
1 count of solicitation of prostitution with a minor.
Fine. Okay, good.
He's sentenced to 18 months in jail.
Which he didn't serve.
Followed by a year of community control or house arrest.
Wow.
Okay.
He must register twice a year in Florida as a sex offender.
Good.
Wherever he goes. Okay. So that was what he got.
Okay. It's not great, but it's better than nothing.
But here's the part that's crazy. In that agreement, he agrees that he can never be charged and his co-conspirators can never be charged and additional co-conspirators can't be named.
Wait. So say it again.
Okay. So
So pretty much no one can be charged.
Nobody can be charged. The co-conspirators can be charged. So anybody who else might be a conspirator, meaning Prince Andrew.
Yeah, exactly.
Or anybody else who was at his home can't be charged because it's anybody who.
This is also goes into his little favor game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look what I did! I protected you.
Oh yeah,
I fucking protected you.
Yeah.
Additionally, the victims weren't told about the plea agreement.
It's just so weird. I'm like, why? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, just so they wouldn't file civilly, and they would think it keeps going, and then like statute of limitation goes out, and they're like, they can't file a civil case.
So they freaked out and they filed an emergency petition, basically. But by that time, he had already signed, sealed, delivered, and reported jail.
Did he actually serve the full 18 months?
So here's what it did. In jail, he was approved for work release from the county stockade. Okay. So he's picked up by a private driver 6 days a week. He's transported to his office in West Palm.
And to get massages.
Where he can see whoever he wants for 12 hours a day.
And there's no one supervising him?
He then returns to the stockade at night.
This is bullshit.
It's like Goodfellas.
So he
gets his lobsters delivered into the place.
Yeah. So he serves 13 months in jail.
Which in essence...
in the stockade.
In 13 months in jail, it's actually like 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
So
he's released. He's supposed to register as a sex offender and is on a probation for a year. So he's supposed to stay at home for a year. But records show on his planes and this and that, he goes to Manhattan, he goes to the Virgin Islands, he goes all over the place.
Did he actually register as a sex offender?
Yes, he did.
Probably did. Yeah. Probably thought, I lost the paperwork. Whoopsie.
A few months later, over a dozen civil lawsuits were filed by women who alleged they were molested by Epstein. He settled pretty much all of them out of court.
I'm sure he did. It was so 200... how many times?
Right?
All right, 20 G's, is that fine?
In November, one of Epstein's former butlers tries to sell an undercover FBI agent a black book that is filled with names of hundreds of girls and young women that Epstein allegedly procured for sex. The butler tells FBI agents he witnessed nude underage girls at Epstein's pool and had known that the millionaire was having sex with them. He also saw porno that was underage porno on his computers. Alfredo Rodriguez, who is the butler, was later charged with obstruction of justice and sentenced to federal prison. He died. He died in 2015.
This is so fucked up. It's like this guy's. I'll give you the evidence, and they're 20 years in prison for this fucking obstruction of justice, death penalty.
Okay, so 2010. I'm just pushing us through this, right? 2010. The flight logs are obtained.
Fucking Christ.
And this shows a lot of different things. We talked about it a little bit earlier, or at least on the other episode. We talked about it on the other episode. Bill Clinton, National Security Advisor Sandy Berger, the Colombian president, lawyer Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz was one of OJ's lawyers.
Oh, well, of course. Wow. See, there were so many.
Now, how we have this confirmed, or do we also only have the initials? Like, how do we know is this?
Good question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that because here I'm going to go into it a little bit here.
Stop asking questions.
And I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you who the news reported. I'm not reporting, and I'm not saying this, but I'm saying the news reported this. Okay,
live action news, Eric.
Yeah,
like reporting.
Breaking news.
So
go ahead, Eric.
Jeffrey Epstein's former pilot testified in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. So that was recently, like a year ago or 2 years ago. He said there's a lot of powerful men who went on the plane, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. In 2002 and 2003, Clinton took a total of 4 trips on Epstein's plane, 1 to Europe, 1 to Asia, and 2 to Africa. All under the concept of the Clinton Foundation work.
Yeah, Clinton fucking corruption foundation.
The logs show Trump taking 4 trips.
Okay.
1993, 94, 95, and 97.
Where'd they go? Did they say where they went? Because like they had fucking explicit details on Clinton. Africa.
Yeah. Trump's name appears in the 94 flight logs alongside the names Marla, Tiffany, and a nanny, believed to be a reference to his then wife, Marla, and then infant daughter, Tiffany.
Okay, so if he went with his kid and his wife, he's probably not fucking a 14-year-old.
Yeah. Now here are
Clinton. It shows him with like 5 other teenagers.
Clinton plus 6.
Oh my god.
So here are the names that are reported by the Associated Press and CNN. Okay, Trump, Clinton, Kevin Spacey, kind of believable.
Dude, Kevin Spacey's, obviously getting sued for all the shit, all the men that he raped and shit. So it was 2 or 3 of the main people going after him all just magically died.
No way.
Yeah,
really?
dude.
I don't know, but does Kevin Spacey have clout? I mean,
I don't know, dude. He might
really.
he just might be in with the people that are all fucked up, and like they don't want it to get out that he's in these like weird.
I mean, he went on the plane.
That's what I'm saying, like, dude.
He went on the plane.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, here's like Kevin Spacey accuser Linda Culkin dead after being struck by car. Massage therapist suing Kevin Spacey for sexual assault dies ahead of trial.
Oh, was it a girl?
There's a girl and then a guy. And then Kevin Spacey accuser dies by suicide day after actor posts kill them with kindness video. Kevin Spacey won't face criminal charges in groping case after accuser's death. It just
what the fuck?
And then there's a picture. The next is a picture. I'll show you guys, and I'll show the camera of Kevin Spacey and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh,
wow,
yeah.
really?
Look.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go.
So, just saying.
So there you go.
Kevin Spacey was complicit.
I believe. I mean,
the fact that him and Ghislaine look pretty.
Yeah, he
pretty
looks the kind.
Oh yeah, he looks like.
There's a reason he's canceled, really.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, so then Chris Tucker. We talked about him. Yeah. Bill Gates.
Piece of shit. Sorry, I sneezed.
Bill Gates. Prince Andrew.
Tucker or Bill Gates?
Bill Gates.
Here's one that I didn't expect. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm not sure if this is true. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not reporting.
This is from Associated Press and CNN.
Mm-hmm. So this is for them.
And you can Google this. This is up there. It's still alive.
And RFK Jr. is I mean, he's running for president.
Yeah.
So,
U.S. Senator John Glenn, former Senate Majority Leader George Mitchell. Anyways, those are the main. So I don't know. I mean, this is loose. Now here's the thing. If the Associated Press and CNN did it based on abbreviations,
then it's fucking.
Then that's fucking lame reporting.
I know, that's super.
Right?
They're like, who's famous with these initials? Like, fuck.
Which can't put that past them either.
I know.
But
I know.
I don't know.
I mean, if it was RFK, if the initials were RFK, I mean, like, okay. I understand, like, making that connection.
Yeah. Like, RFKJ.
I know, RFKJ, hard, period. Like,
I mean...
Yeah. But there's more.
I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Because they refuse to release
Because here's the thing.
shit.
Here's the thing. Right now, all we're guessing on is who we really are a suspect of.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
but we don't know, though.
We don't know if Donald Trump did. We don't know if Bill Clinton did. Honestly, we don't know if Chris Tucker did.
We don't know if Kevin Spacey did.
Yeah,
like, we don't know. It's just
we don't know.
We're just guessing.
But these are, I mean,
we're
these
just
are
going
the
based
most
off
famous. One of the most famous news reporting agencies.
Yeah, we're just going based off of the research that we can
That's
find
what
out there. Like,
that's what they said.
I know. Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to repeat that over and over.
I just want to say this is not financial advice.
We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. Okay, so in 2011.
Don't shit on us on social media.
I know.
Please,
God. I feel like we're gonna get.
I know we're gonna release one clip and they're like, you guys can't report this shit. Blah. The Earth's not flat.
Okay, CNN.
I know, it's like not us.
Yeah,
not us. Not us. Next, Eric, please.
Okay, so the U.S. District Judge Kenneth Mara rejected the argument that it was under no obligation to notify victims prior to striking a non-prosecution agreement with Epstein.
So pretty much that's bullshit?
Yeah.
Like you can't do that? Like why?
Yeah.
Like,
so in November, it was determined that Epstein must register in New York as a sex offender, despite efforts by him to try to,
Wait, I thought if you were a sex offender, you had to always be registered everywhere. Isn't
it a federal crime? So that's
it's a federal crime.
That's my point. Isn't it the whole?
I think Sean's right on this one.
Yeah, it seems weird. It's also you can just.
But he probably like weaseled his way out of like, okay, I only got to register in Florida, and then that's.
He's like, sell the house now, sell the Palm Springs house immediately.
But what's that Subway guy?
Jared.
Jared, he's gonna register everywhere.
Oh,
right.
Oh, he's registering everywhere.
It's not like he's only gonna get one state.
Oh, well, everyone just knows, though.
Right,
so it's like he doesn't really have to register because, like, we all know.
By the way, there's a documentary
on him.
It's fucked up.
It really?
Oh, yeah?
Because
everything's documented, and he was a Looney Tune.
Really?
Like, Everything's documented.
I know.
Like, just imagine the most horrible thing you've done, but everything documented, every
like
aspect of it. Yeah. Oh,
it's like it's all on camera. Yeah. It's like him saying,
"Oh,
what's it on?
It's on Netflix?
Oh, I'm gonna check that.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
It's called like fucking.
It's called like some like
foot long.
Foot long.
I'm sorry. It's like Subway. I don't know.
Okay, so and then 2015, Virginia, and we talked about Virginia. She filed court papers in Florida claiming that she was forced by Epstein to have sex with Prince Andrew. That she was also underage, and that's when she released the photo.
Yes.
Yeah. She claims that Ghislaine worked as Epstein's madame, like a prostitute madame.
Madam.
Right? Anyways,
like a female pimp.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's like the brothel runner.
Yeah.
Female pimp. I like that.
I like
That's
that.
better, yeah.
So a federal judge ruled that Roberts cannot join the Federal Crimes Victims' Rights Act lawsuit, and the judge struck her affidavit from the case against Prince Andrew. So Prince Andrew said, "See, I'm vindicated," but in reality, it was more of a technicality that she couldn't join the lawsuits.
Piggyback on that
Yes,
shit.
exactly. Yeah.
I told you I didn't do nothing.
Yeah. So in September, Roberts sued Ghislaine in New York, claiming that Epstein alleged Madame defamed her in public. Anyways, and there's a lot of lawsuits going back and forth.
Yeah, it's just everyone's sue, counter sue.
In
It's all about
in
optics.
2016, a lawsuit is filed in Manhattan by a woman who once was named Katie Johnson. She claimed that she was raped by Donald Trump at a party at Epstein's house in 94 when she was 13.
Oh my God.
Trump
she was 13?
Trump and Epstein both deny it ever happened.
I'm just going off the
no.
I'm just going off the facts. I mean, Trump is typically just boning supermodels in
I don't think he would need
mid
to,
to
right?
late 20s. I don't know.
You're saying he would need he doesn't need to do.
No, I'm just saying his preference that he's shown is not
Right.
13-year-olds.
I see.
Whereas Epstein was like 23, get the fuck
I know.
out of here.
Right,
I
right.
don't know.
Old,
I mean,
get her out of here.
I mean, it was dismissed.
I don't know.
So I don't want to. You know, I'm
just going based off like data that we have. Is like what we've seen them.
These
with.
are just people are accusing.
Yeah,
people.
of course.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to accuse. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon here.
Yeah, try to get some money or what?
I mean, whatever I can get. Just
So
flat on the PJ.
So in 2017, Trump nominated a former Miami federal prosecutor named Acosta.
Oh, that guy.
So he was nominated by Trump to be the U.S. Secretary of Labor.
That's such a weird job. He was a prosecutor and he's going to be the Secretary of Labor. That's weird.
At this time, the story started to focus on Acosta, giving him a lenient, letting him go on one solicitation when there was 30 girls.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's very lenient. It's extremely lenient.
And the plea deal was you can't prosecute me.
Any of my homies.
Right.
Or my home.
Or me, even.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
or me.
Yeah. So it got a horrible coverage, I guess.
Oh, for sure.
In this unusual whatever. When Trump was president, they went on and, I don't know.
Trying to shit on him for it. I mean, don't get me wrong. It doesn't look good. That's a bad play.
I know.
Yeah.
This is not a. This doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we fast forward, and in July 6, 2019, Epstein is arrested on federal sex trafficking charges after federal prosecutors in New York conclude they weren't bound by the terms of the earlier deal.
Fucking sucker. Fuck off.
Yeah.
So days later, Acosta resigned.
Ooh.
Do you remember that?
Okay.
So Acosta resigned
wow.
amid public outrage over the investigation.
That's interesting.
And I
feel
did
like,
not remember
I feel
that.
like when you resign, it's like you're pretty much just saying I'm guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, I did it.
So there's actually a video you can watch, and it's his resignation. And Trump is standing with him, and he says, like, hey, he's a great guy, and this is just happening, and it just happened.
Yeah, I probably would.
So Trump was right there next to him while he's doing like this speech.
Yeah. So he's kind of just saying, I still support him, but he's resigning.
Yeah, I'd be like, I
There's
don't
not
support
really
him
much
at
more to
all.
it.
Yeah.
I'm going to just get away from this.
That was July 2019. So August 10th, 2019, guards walk in to the jail cell, and they find Epstein dead in his cell with a bed sheet around his neck, leaning forward, where the bed sheet is at the lower part of his neck, Not the upper where you're hanging, but lower and forward.
The same guards that were supposed to be watching and protecting him.
We'll give away the next episodes. Yeah.
We'll get into this later because I'm fired up about this shit.
So then a year later, July 2nd, 2020, federal prosecutors in New York charged Ghislaine Maxwell with sex crimes, saying she helped recruit the underage girls that Epstein sexually abused and sometimes participated in the abuse herself.
Yeah. She would.
So sometimes she would be, hey, eat me out.
Yeah, I want to be in this. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so she was part of it. So December of the next year, after a month-long trial, a jury convicts Maxwell of multiple charges, including sex trafficking, conspiracy, transportation of minor for illegal sexual activity. She's sentenced to 20 years in prison.
See, it's so weird that he only got 20 years. It seems a little light. I mean,
she was silent.
Compared to him?
She didn't, well, he died. He didn't get convicted at all.
Yeah, this is before.
Or, I mean, later. Yeah, I get it. For the first one, though.
Right.
About,
No, but still, it's like 20 years. That seems like that should be kind of like a lifer type scenario.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trafficking minors, it should just be like auto life.
Yeah.
Like automatic life.
It's not one time.
I don't know.
It was like...
No, it's like everybody, like
fucking
hundreds
years.
of fucking times.
Yeah,
that's a good question. I don't know the precedent, meaning like what did Jared Fogle get? Or what's his name? Jared...
I think it is Jared Fogle. I think it's Jared Fogle.
Yeah, the subway guy.
Oh, okay.
What did he get?
He wasn't really trafficking though, was he?
No, he was literally
fucking
having.
Yeah.
He was.
It's a little different, but
15
still.
years for.
He got 15.
15 years.
But it was for child pornography and sex with minors.
I see.
But that's still not a lot. I feel like that should be
like it's not enough.
That should be like maximum sentencing. It should be like firing squad. Oh, you want to fuck a kid? You're dead. We kill you together as a group.
That's why I say I don't know the precedent, meaning I don't know what people get for it. I don't know. But so there you go. So Ghislaine, she never spilled anything about anybody. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, because she's
that we know of, I think, right? Because nothing ever
came out. So we don't know
from what happened.
She never said anything about Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Even though Prince Andrew then was removed, right?
Yeah,
Sean?
like the royal family was.
No, you're done.
No, he got all of his titles were stripped.
Yeah,
and he's got nothing.
Yeah,
the guy's a dick.
Yeah. So they know something.
Oh, of course. They're not. Yeah, they're like
they're not going to do that for nothing.
Dude, the royal family's an enterprise, bro. They're not trying to fuck that up.
Yeah, you know the queen was sat down, Andrew.
Here's probably what happened. She probably sat down. He's, I'm sorry, Grandma, and he literally takes a glove and like bitch slaps him, and then get out of my sight.
No, I mean honestly, I would assume the queen would have been to her intelligence agency. She would have been, give me the real data.
Oh, she knows what happened.
Give me the real info.
She took that to her grave.
You know what I mean? Like I want to know exactly what happened. And then she found out what happened.
Oh, she's like, you're toast.
And then she's, I'm not going to kill you. You're not going to go to jail for this.
No, but you're out.
Done.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Right?
You're done.
Yeah, that seems like
she 100% knew what happened. She was, but you know what she really did? She was like, you stupid ass. Jesus Christ. God.
So there you go. I mean, we got a lot more to dive into. We have to go over. There's some crazy stuff about his death.
Dude.
Like some weird, 7 coincidences.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
it's like it's an episode of CSI. Really, this is so fantastical. It's like ridiculous. Like,
so more than one coincidence equals a conspiracy. Like
equals
that's what we're gonna get into.
7 of them
equals the reason our podcast exists.
So next episode we're gonna do the death, and then we're also gonna do the island.
Yes,
because the island has its own
the whole other thing.
It's actually really 2 islands.
It is, and I think someone just bought it. Yeah, I think someone actually bought that.
So it's a whole thing. Anyway, so there you go. I know it's heavy, but at the same time,
it needs to be talked about.
It does, and
it's not talked about enough.
I know.
Yeah,
and it needs to be. It needs to be.
Yeah. We're gonna. It's a tough subject. A lot of people don't want to bring it up and talk about it.
Yeah,
it sucks to talk about. I mean, let's be honest. It's like anytime there's underage kids involved, it's very uncomfortable. It's extremely. It's very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like.
I know.
15 years, 20 years. I'm like,
I know.
They don't like fucking shoot your kneecaps out and like fucking curb stomp you. Like what the fuck?
Also, there's more about what he did. He did right before his death. He moved all his money offshore.
Oh, offshore, yeah.
So he
all of his fake money that he magically
Yeah,
got.
but you know what's crazy? What sucks is all the victims, they
don't get paid.
They can't sue him because the money is international waters.
Oh, wow.
So he knew.
I mean, he literally ran a company for embezzling money.
He knew what he was
like. What the fuck? It was for embezzling money, like professional embezzler. What the fuck?
I mean, the real question that comes out of all this, obviously, everybody knows Epstein, and he's going to be tainted forever as this guy. But really, what I was kind of hoping we would maybe dive into, and maybe the next episode or the one after, is well, who else?
I mean,
more people involved in this.
This was an enterprise.
This is not just
It wasn't
him.
like he doesn't have enough time in his four horseman assistants.
Yeah,
there's way more people involved.
I mean, worst case, you have Ghislaine, you have the 4 people, and then all the other people.
No, but
and the 5th girl.
Dude, just imagine the logistics alone for coordinating all the flights to the island.
Yes.
I mean, just the logistics alone. I can't even.
It's a whole corporation.
I can't even think about how much that takes.
Man.
I know.
Just kind of like coordination.
Just like the narcos, like they have their own corporate system. Like somebody runs the drugs, somebody runs the money, whatever.
And there's layers because what it does.
Traffickers have their own fucking system.
Well,
too.
the traffickers, what you do, you set it up so it insulates the person at the top, and that's why they created they created the RICO laws, and the RICO laws were to pretty much. The kingpins of like the mob and all the stuff, they couldn't be charged with anything because they didn't do anything themselves.
Right.
So you're able to charge.
Keep distance.
You're able to charge the leader and a conspiracy for everything that was done under their enterprise. So it's a criminal. The RICO it's criminal enterprise. So
gotcha. Yeah.
So that's why they created that, because that's what the guys will do. He's at the top. He's not doing shit.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not making any calls.
I didn't ask you to.
She showed up. I don't fucking know. Her hand was on my dick.
Even the girls that he recruited would come in and ask for the thing.
I know. He's like, I didn't say.
He's like, I'm just laying there.
He's like,
I'm just laying
I'm
here.
asleep.
The girl comes in and
jumped
like,
on me.
Yeah, and
I'm asleep.
she's like a waitress.
She's like, damn, that's a lot.
You know what I mean?
Ugh. Okay.
That's the worst.
There you go.
Well, we're going to leave you off of this. Have a great day.
What a downer.
Enjoy work on your Tuesday. Fuck.
Think about how our court system failed us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how you can't trust your coworkers.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and your kids shouldn't talk to anybody at high school.
That's right.
You should homeschool because they're all out. All the kids are fucking, they're all traffickers. So anyways.
All right.
99.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye. 99.
Goodbye. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
Let's do
Episode 3, Part 3.
Part 3, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell. This is the episode on the island.
Fucking
Yeah.
barf.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Christ.
So if you didn't listen to episode 1 and 2, obviously don't be a ding dong and just go back.
Do yourself a favor.
Yes.
I don't want to get any hate.
Yeah.
Fucking episode 3 sucked.
Episode 1, we did their upbringing, I guess, and how they rose to wealth.
Rose to fake wealth magically with no qualifications whatsoever.
And we still have no answers to that, but it's okay.
It is upsetting.
It's just like, but
like it's not just wealth, but it's
like obscene.
Yes, ridiculous.
Yeah, like in wealth and power, when 99.999% of all other humans are grinding every day trying to like make it, and he's just like, I just favored my way into.
Yeah, it's not even like
just trickstered my way into being a professor.
It wasn't like it's who you know or whatever. It was weird. You guys got to go back and listen to that.
I know. We only have one verified client.
I know one.
That's it.
I know. Like what the fuck.
You cannot possibly take all his billions.
No.
And the fact that he had a company that literally launders money for you.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm an expert in embezzling money.
Yeah, it's okay.
And nobody cares.
I know, the government's like, totally legal. Thanks for the taxes.
Yeah. So this is the episode that we're going to go into the island.
All right.
Pedo Island.
Ugh.
Epstein Island. Sin Island.
Yeah, somebody.
All these different
apparently,
names.
I think somebody recently bought it. I don't know who.
Really?
Yeah. So
I mean, he's got to bleach that place down. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
could you imagine?
No, I could not imagine.
No.
This is not like a
Just
bad
burn that
Airbnb.
shit down and build it up again.
Yeah, like, hey, honey, we're taking the kids to the island. No, we're good. We're not gonna go.
So This island is called Little St. James, and it's a private island off of the Virgin Islands, the United States Virgin Islands, and it's located southeast of another bigger island called the Great St. James. Yeah.
Oh, hence the name.
Yeah, exactly. This island itself is 70 to 78 acres.
It's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean, for a private island, it's pretty big.
Yeah. In 1997, Little St. James was owned by venture capitalist Arch Cummin and was for sale for $10.5 million.
It's a fucking steal.
That seems like a deal for sure.
So in April of 98, a small company called LSJ LLC purchased the island for $7.95.
They hardballed him.
Yeah. Documents later would show that the sole owner of LSJ LLC is none other than Jeffrey Epstein.
Of course, some shell company. Some random ass shit.
So how he got the money, where that money came from,
Here we go again.
we don't know.
No, that shit was probably funneled through multiple other organizations before it made it to LSJ.
Yeah, that's right. In 2019, it was estimated the value was now at $64 million.
Wait, what is the name of the company again? Was it
LSJ LLC?
You know that Little St. James LLC. Like, I had to think about it for a second. I was like, wait, what? LSJ, Little St. James.
Yeah.
That's super sketch.
Right?
That's fucking sketch as fuck.
So
I'm going to open up an LLC just to buy this island.
Yeah.
The creativity of this man.
I know.
I've got a great idea.
I feel like he doesn't have any shame, I guess.
He doesn't at all.
He just is like, man,
I am a rapist LLC.
This became his primary residence. He called the island Little St. Jeff.
Oh my God. What a fucking cock.
Yeah.
That's the worst. I hate it now.
According to former staffers, Epstein had 70 employees that were working there.
That's a lot of employees.
Just 70 full-time employees working there?
70 staff.
Oh, the staff.
Staff.
Like maids and shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, 70
That's like a
acres,
fucking
that's
resort.
1 and 8.
One per acre.
1 per acre, I guess.
Everyone could grab your fucking, grab your rakes.
Yeah.
It's one per acre.
Yeah, I'm anchor 6. So stupid. So in 97, the island had a main house, 3 guest cottages, a caretaker's cottage, and its own desalination system to help with the water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were talking about that
we were
earlier.
talking about that,
Yeah. It had a helipad. It had its own private dock.
Yeah, I mean, standard shit for rich people.
Yeah, no big deal. So this island is a weird island. It's been known that Victoria's Secret models were coming there because of Les Wexner. He was, he's his client.
Yeah, his client, the only client.
Records do show Wexner visited the island.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Records also show Prince Andrew visited the island.
Oh, yeah. Talked about that in the other episode.
Yes, we did.
Staff there say he visited several times.
Bet he did.
The records show, I looked in the flight logs for this one, his name's only shown once.
Yeah, because they probably went under an alias like
right.
P.A.
But that's the funny part is in the records it goes Prince Andrew.
And then they're like, what
and
are
you're
you doing?
Well, if you're a prince, are you really gonna write Prince Andrew? I don't know.
No, only
Well, that was part of the thing that we talked about in the other episode.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of just
Abbreviations.
initials and so you don't really know.
I know.
This is a psycho narcissist. I am Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
I was trying to determine because a lot has been said about people using his jet.
Yeah,
right.
Fucking everybody.
And then in the flight logs, it does show to a nearby airport that's an island nearby.
And the Virgin Islands are popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have an airport there, right? Or
Not-
at least a landing strip.
Not
or
at
anything.
Little St. James.
No, they just had a helipad.
You would have to fly into a local one and then take a boat.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we can deduce like where they were going.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I'm not going to his island. No.
I'm not going
You
to Little
understand?
James. I'm going to Big
Great
James.
Great James. Yeah, King James.
Bill Clinton, reportedly used the jet
700 times.
to visit it multiple times between 2002 and 2005.
100% believe it.
So Bill Clinton now is not the president. In 2002 to 2005, Bush had taken over for him. This is post 9/11 too.
Yeah.
Right, a year later.
Yeah.
In a lawsuit that Virginia Roberts, also known as Virginia Giuffre, claimed that while working at Donald Trump's resort, Mar-a-Lago, she was lured into a sex trafficking ring run by Epstein. And while traveling with Epstein, she saw Clinton on the island.
Damn. He was probably
100%.
like,
100%. Yeah, he was probably like in like some fucking old school boxer, like the box, like they weren't briefs, and they weren't just like boxers flannel,
silk.
I know, right? He was like with a bathrobe on, like fucking Ron Burgundy. People know me.
So Roberts also claimed that Clinton traveled to Epstein's retreat on Little St. James in 2002 as well, but United States Secret Service records say that this has no evidence.
Okay, but are the Secret Service aren't going to narc on the guy they're protecting?
No.
I mean, really?
That's true.
So
he
they
still has
say
power.
in the flight logs that are official released or whatever, it said Clinton did go there, but not to that island.
Because you can't fly into that island.
Right.
Yeah.
That's such a shitty loophole. Like, well, I didn't fly to the island.
Yeah. And as recent as 2019, Clinton's spokesperson said Clinton never visited actually Little St. James.
That is
false.
a fucking lie.
False.
That is a lie.
Also,
100%
dude, he was trying to get away from Hillary from day one. Like, he's just looking for an out at all times.
Yeah. So, according to The Independent, Epstein's island developed a reputation for depravity, and it is alleged that underage girls were gang raped on Little St. James, and it acquired such nicknames as Pedo Island, Island of Sin, and the Orgy Island of the Bahamas.
Yet nobody does anything. It's just fucking bullshit. Like, literally.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking broadcasting it, and no one gives a fuck.
That's crazy.
So the documents in the suit allege that the 17-year-old Virginia that we're talking about, she was 17 then, was forced by Epstein to have sex with Prince Andrew on several occasions.
Is she the one that sued him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Including as part of an orgy on St. James.
I never understood, like, while some people are into like an orgy. To me, it's just a little too weird. Like, you look over and there's like another dude, and he's like looking at you, and you're like, ugh. And then then you look up and there's another dude, and then there's just dudes everywhere, and then like random. I don't know. I think it
goes back to, remember in one of the episodes you had talked about doing something and then it becomes okay.
Oh, that's
and then
true.
It's slowly you go down this path of
that's a good point.
The one joint's okay, all right, and then you go.
You're like, let's do a little heroin.
Yeah, and then you're doing the whip bottles.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you go down the path of it. I'm assuming it's the same. You're like,
that's
okay,
a good point.
Yeah.
And especially because now he's already got you under the thumb.
Yeah.
And then you're like, he's got you. Now you're going.
And they're probably
now he's
fucked up on all kinds of shit by the time that
He's
happens.
He's like, you're in the orgy. You're not. You're in.
No question.
Or you're dead.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah. Or
Or they're into it. Or they're just one. They're like,
that too.
This is not a problem.
No, I was gonna say, or he has something over him already, so he has a video or whatever. He's like, you're in, no question.
Like, I'm videoing this too.
Yeah,
and you're in,
right? So there's a lot of people that it's claimed, visited. I mean, here's the weird part. Remember we went over the where he became a registered sex offender?
Yeah, but only in fucking Florida.
No. We looked further into it, and that's federally.
So it's just everywhere.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
good. Because I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way it's like
absolutely.
only in one county.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Absolutely. I even edited it out.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, I'm gonna edit this out.
No. It's very accurate that once you become a sex offender,
it's like
federally.
Yeah, it's the nation.
Yeah, you need to register within a certain time period in each state. So say you become a registered sex offender for Florida and you move to Ohio.
You have a certain amount of time.
You have a certain amount of time per the state that you're moving into.
Oh, so what if?
Each is different.
So
but if he lives in the Virgin Islands,
he could just never live somewhere.
Correct.
He could just,
maybe he just lives in the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
Probably the
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm not. Look, Mike. This LSJ's renting this house. I'm not. That's not me.
Yeah, but every state has its own
law.
How often they can visit, how long a vacation is, how long they have till they register. Each state is different. So I don't want to say.
That's the Constitution, baby.
Yeah,
there you go. Constitution
the state
said that every state can. Every state makes their own laws.
True. Yeah, there you go. So, anyways,
just like we can conceal carry now,
America.
Yeah.
So that's why I always thought it was weird is that he became a registered sex offender early on in this whole thing.
Oh yeah,
and nobody cared.
Nope.
Banks didn't care.
But like, can I use the jet still?
Didn't care.
they don't
he
check
could go.
That, though.
But technically,
the bank is not going to check if you're a sex offender.
No, but technically, the government
they do business.
They can't. I don't think the bank or the government can actually, from a business perspective.
Well, we'll go into
a recent settlement
that J.P. Morgan did.
Oh my God, big
and
dollars.
they did it based on this.
Big dollars.
Okay.
So we'll go on that a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, so I just think it's weird that he got away with this and nobody seemed to care. You know what I mean?
Life just went on.
Just kept going. Yeah. There's so many people that are claimed to have gone. A little black book of guests, I guess you would call it.
It's probably a big black book.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett, Courtney Love, other celebrities, politicians, executives, the founder of LinkedIn, the founder of Barclay,
Fucking Bill Gates.
all of these things. So here's just a few. I know we went over a little bit last time, but here's just a few. Donald Trump. Now, here's the thing about Donald Trump is Epstein and him go way back. They were neighbors in Palm Beach. Epstein went to Mar-a-Lago multiple times, was videoed.
Yeah, there's videos and pictures.
Photography and all that stuff. It's claimed that Trump was in the black book of the airline to the island.
Okay.
There is only one entry of Donald Trump on a plane. It's not to the island.
I see.
It's
Just
to
on
New
his
Jersey.
But it was on Epstein's plane.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not to the island.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're not saying that he
Makes it
didn't
a little bit
go-
better.
We're not saying that he didn't go, but we just don't know.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
There's not
And-
information.
But things changed between Trump and Epstein, right? At a certain point. And Trump actually banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago.
I knew that. I knew that he banned him from Mar-a-Lago. Yeah.
And allegedly, the reason why he was banned from Mar-a-Lago was because he made inappropriate comments to his daughter,
Oh, God.
to Trump's daughter,
Yeah, you're like dead, man.
fucking
who was
man.
underage
Yeah,
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was underage.
I'm surprised,
Right.
he didn't hang himself then.
Yeah. and then even Trump goes on to say, we had a falling out or whatever. And, at a time he said, yeah, he's a terrific guy. He's like a party animal, finance guy. And then later on he was like, we had a falling out and we haven't spoken to each other.
We
in a
definitely
long
haven't
time.
fallen
So-
out if you say some shit about my daughter.
I know, motherfucker at Walmart, look at my kid wrong. I'm like, fucking, we've fallen out.
We haven't fallen out in the parking lot. Let's go.
It's like, I'll see you out there.
Yeah. So obviously Les Wexner went there.
Of course.
I feel like
I'm pretty sure Les
Wexner
bought the
was
island.
Yeah.
I know, exactly, right? But it is confirmed that he visited the island in 98 with a bunch of Victoria's Secret models.
Of course.
Yeah.
You ladies want to keep your jobs? You're coming with me.
Yeah, and due to his connection to Epstein, he stepped down as CEO of Victoria's Secret in 2020.
I mean, that's a
Makes
long
sense.
time away.
Yeah, still rich, still not
Yeah.
in jail.
Yeah. Okay, Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, allegedly flew to the island 4 times. And this is where Virginia Roberts was reported to have sex with him 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. Buckingham Palace says no way, no how.
Of course. They would never.
Yeah.
In no universe, even if they had him on video, they'd be like, no, it's doctor.
Was it me?
I know it wasn't. But I got him on the counter.
It wasn't me.
And then you brought it up that he was stripped of everything.
Oh yeah, that's
he's
why
done.
they're like he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
He's good. It's fucking cut him.
cut
Cut
him
him
What's
off.
interesting is I bet if you asked anybody, they would be like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Everybody-
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's
100%.
done.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the moment the crown's like, you're no longer part of the family. You fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's the weird one, and there's a photo of him at a party on the island, and it's Stephen Hawking.
What?
Dance,
Didn't expect that, did you?
dance for me.
I did not expect it at all. I saw the photo and I was like, what?
Oh my god!
I was like,
Confirmed.
what?
Photo,
You know how-
it's
yes.
on the island.
Yes.
You know how difficult it would be just to
Yes.
get him on the island? It's so fucking hard.
But here's the information on it, okay? He wasn't there on a pleasure trip. He went for
Are
business.
you sure? Are you
So-
sure it wasn't for pleasure?
So Epstein funded a conference on the island that Hawking and several other scientists attended. While they were at the conference, they had attended a few parties thrown by Epstein on the other side of the island.
Oh yeah, right. What were they putting in his juice box?
Yeah.
They're fucking giving him the goods.
Isn't
No,
that so
but
weird?
If you think about it, that's smart of him. So he's kind of like hiding in the, this
This is about science.
It's just such a weird photo too.
I gotta
because-
see him like his little head cock.
weird.
He's
I'm,
like,
I'm talking about Epstein. Like he's smart as fuck.
Oh,
He's
he
smart
just
as
invites
fuck.
everybody.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's what's it? Plausible
plausible deniability.
Yeah.
It's like we have all these respectable people here.
Exactly.
We can't be having.
We just had a regular conference going on. and-
Stephen Hawking can't even fuck somebody. Like, how could we be doing these things?
Yeah. Okay, I mean,
It's so fucking
it's about
weird.
the only story about Hawking, but
All I can see is just him being like, Yes. Yes.
Do it again.
Yes.
Not even funny.
It's amazing.
Okay, in 2017, in a deposition in the Ghislaine trial, there's a woman by the name of Sarah Ransom, and she was a victim of Epstein, and she claimed that Epstein coerced her into a threesome with Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz. So Alan Dershowitz, if you remember, it was one of OJ's lawyers.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's all in the family. The conspiracy continues.
We just jumped from major scandal to the next, and they're all connected.
I know this guy's got his fingers and everything.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh.
I'm sorry for that weird pun.
Yeah.
That's gross.
So that was supposedly at Epstein's mansion in New York. So Ransom, who was 22 when she met Epstein, testified that the woman started undressing me in the room. And so basically, they all knew what was happening, and then another girl started undressing her. Dershowitz came in.
Oh, and he's like, what are you two doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm naked too. Weird.
Ransom added that they got on the bed, and I kind of knew what was going on from that. Jeffrey then walked in the room.
Oh.
He started masturbating under his clothes. He put his hand in his trousers. A few minutes later, Alan walked into the room. He started undressing. He got in the bed with redacted. We don't know who.
Unsaid human.
Redacted. And myself. And we basically had a three-way sexual interaction. I just tried to get it done as soon as possible and get out of there.
Oh, wait, but Epstein wasn't even involved. He was just in the corner. He was doing a Louis C.K. He was just like over there like, ugh.
Yeah. Ransom described the encounter as a traumatic experience and described Dershowitz as pasty-skinned and wrinkly.
Ugh. God, I mean, that's traumatic for me.
So reached on a phone by the Daily Beast, of course. Dershowitz said he never met her, never met her in his life. He insisted that since it's his second wedding in 1986, he has not had sex with any individual other than his wife. That was his statement.
Yeah, sure.
She was also grilled by the lawyer about whether Dershowitz had a bleeding penis.
Whoa, what the fuck?
What?
That's his like smoking gun. He's like, my dick bleeds. Ha ha. See, and it wasn't me.
I'm just quoting this. I don't even know what it means. I couldn't figure it out.
I don't understand.
Yeah. Under questioning by lawyers for Ghislaine Maxwell, Ransom said being with Dershowitz wasn't a pleasant experience. Ransom was asked if she had seen any evidence of surgery on his body, including bandages. Ransom answered she couldn't remember, and the lawyer said, "Did you see him bleed through his penis?"
Oh.
Maxwell's lawyer asked, to which Ransom replied, "Not that I recall."
I mean, she's like, the lights were off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dershowitz then says she has no idea what my genitals look like. She made it all up.
I mean, I'm sorry, but in every rape case ever, are they ever describing like the penis?
No. I know. I don't
know.
understand.
They're describing the dude's face. This is what he looks like.
Yeah.
They're not cataloging what his dick looks like. Come
Dershowitz
on.
went on to say any lawyer who asks her a question about a bleeding penis is engaged in unethical conduct because there would be no basis for that.
Thank you. There's no basis for that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Dershowitz said, "I want to see a criminal investigation done of any lawyer and any person who made up stories about my penis and was part of the conspiracies to make up stories." I'm sorry.
He's
just like, once you're in this, can't you just...
Wait, so Dershowitz is actually pissed that they brought up, who made up this rumor?
I know.
My penis is beautiful.
Yeah, and then he keeps talking about it, and I'm like, just maybe stop talking about it. God, I can't even, I couldn't even get through with a straight face. Sorry.
I moved to strike.
Yeah. So when Epstein invited Ransom to Little St. James, he had an assistant book her in an economy class ticket from Newark.
Classic.
In the emails, in the filing, it says you will be going with a girl named Redacted.
Oh, God.
And a guy named Redacted. Okay.
This means, remember, okay, I know why it's redacted, because remember when Epstein took the deal?
Yeah.
It's all of his associates.
Anybody who could be considered.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So they get redacted. So I was wondering, like, what the fuck is redacted? That's why. That has to be why.
What the fuck?
Crazy. And then he says, they will both be staying at 301 East 66 as well. I have a car picking you up at 6:45 a.m. if you want to meet in the library. Anyway, so this is all just evidence of him getting her to fly out to the island and you know, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Seems like, man, his business was, I'm pretty sure his business was a sex trade. It wasn't because there's so much effort and time put into this and the system is all run. That's where he has to be making the money. And he's got to be he's got to be charging all these rich cunts like
That's
a
a good point.
bajillion
It's
dollars.
almost like, I know, and we're not trying to be shallow, but but take it from an external look. It's almost the providing the sex is the commodity that you're talking about.
That is his. That's what he's like. That's his product.
Yes.
His product is that thing.
Yes.
And then that's how he's getting, and he's probably using his investment fund as the front.
cover.
So they get a girl and then they invest money, and that's how he gets paid legally. He gets the money through the investment.
There's no exchange of.
No, it's you just happen to invest
into.
I'll invest the money for you into my pocket.
Yeah. He must have had something on Wexner.
Oh, for sure. Oh, 100%.
Like big.
Oh,
that seems like the big one, right?
Oh, for sure. I think Wexner was.
Yeah, we went over that.
Well, Wexner was his in. Wexner was his in to these rich people.
Yeah.
Because you don't just magically get to hang out with a billionaire. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Does not work that way.
So Epstein, a couple other things that were in the trial and in the filings was he had no qualms about having sex with women in front of others, according to Ransom, the girl. In one of the deposition transcripts, she described watching Epstein have intercourse with a woman on a bed in the back of the plane. Of course, that woman's name is redacted, and so there's no way to interview that person, right?
Yeah, of course.
But Epstein was, quote, was in his bed on the plane having open sex with Redacted for everyone to see. And on display, Redacted was straddling Jeffrey for quite some time. I watched them both ejaculate with each other. They were having quite a good time, Ransom said. And the door was open, so you can quite easily have sex and show the whole plane.
That's so uncomfortable.
Which is how the plane is designed, I guess.
Yeah, there's no doors on it. The bathroom has no door. What the fuck?
Yeah. So on the island, a couple other things. Epstein and Les Wexner. Ransom described a photo of another girl, and it was in Victoria's Secret pajamas that they were supplied by Wexner. So basically, they would get a bunch of girls to go to the island, and then Wexner would be, hey, dress up time.
Oh, and it's all scantily clad.
Yes, and use all the outfits, and there were clothes provided on the island, bikinis, nightwear, etc. And it was
so now it's like a business trip.
It's
like right off.
Right off. There you go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to expense that.
Yeah. Around this time, Wexner also granted Epstein full power of attorney.
I know that was the weirdest thing to me.
Okay, so power of attorney. What is power of attorney?
Power of attorney means that you can literally, the person can make any decision in your life for you.
That's right. So if I give Sean power of attorney,
I can change your fucking name.
There you go.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I could literally go and I could change your name right now.
It's basically you are acting as me.
Yeah.
His
if
I signed over power of attorney.
I have permission to do anything on your behalf.
Yeah, that's right.
I have permission to change your will.
That's just
power of attorney.
Crazy, man.
It's too much power. I could literally transfer all of your money into my account.
Yeah.
And they would not.
Probably what happened.
They would not blink an eye.
With this bill.
I know it is probably what happened. I'm going to need another bill.
Okay, I own all your money now.
That's the stupidest thing you could ever do
especially as
the question is why or how.
Dude, he had to have
what the fuck?
He had to have him
so much on him.
He had to have him on film fucking a goat or something. There had to be something you can't come back from.
Yeah.
Even the bestest friends.
No, I would never give you power of attorney.
No, never.
Over my fucking dead body.
I mean, what would it take?
It would nothing.
Right. What would it take exactly?
I can't think of anything.
If we had some blackmail on you, that's what it would take.
No, I would be put it out. Fuck it. I'll deal with
attorney.
it.
Also, can't you put somebody in a mental hospital?
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You can
do all the things.
You can do anything you want to.
Anything.
You could Britney Spears them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You can.
That's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's true.
Because her dad had fucking the power.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. So she goes on to say he samples the girls. He has friends come over to New York to the island, and they get to see who all the girls are, and then they get to pick one that they want to be with.
So gross.
He didn't. She says, but he didn't line them up like a
brothel.
But he. And say, hey, pick the vagina you want. He didn't do that blatantly, but it was spend time with us, and then who do you like?
Come to my room.
Yeah.
Gosh.
She described some of the buildings on the island, and she said there were various buildings around the island where he used to have all of them and his guests, and they used to have sex all over the place, including instant beds where you would just kind of put them up and
like a cot.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
What the fuck?
There you go. I mean, one butler said there was a black book.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure Epstein had it. That's it. Yeah,
so that's the thing, right?
Well, that's his power. That's his evidence.
Question is
what happened in the black book.
I mean, I mean, either somebody took it and is now wielding the power,
right?
Or it's like in some safe somewhere that someone can't find.
So here's a couple witnesses from the neighboring island.
Mm-hmm. They're like with binoculars, like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Well, also because you have to like fly in and then, you know what I mean? Probably take a boat from the island.
You imagine like flying over in a little plane, the guy's like bearing left, and there's like just people fucking on the water. Like, you're like, oh my God, what's happening?
Locals say Epstein continued to bring underage girls to the island as recently as the year he was arrested.
Jesus, the guy cannot stop.
Which is a decade after he was a registered sex offender. The authorities, even down there, didn't do anything.
Right? He was paying people off, bro.
Yeah. 2 employees who worked at the local airstrip told Vanity Fair that they witnessed Epstein boarding his private plane on multiple occasions in the company of girls who all appeared under the age of consent. According to the employees, the girls arrived with Epstein aboard one of his 2 jets between 2018 and 2019. He died in 2019.
Jesus Christ. He still was going for it. Like, he didn't give a shit. Like, I can't be stopped.
Records show the jets were airborne at least one of every 3 days of the year.
What the fuck? Oh my God. How much fuel it is? My God.
And this is one of the guys, former air traffic controller at the airstrip, who asked to remain anonymous.
Well, yeah, he's like, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
He like chokes on a bar of soap in his bathroom.
Redacted.
Redacted. My name, I'm going to change my name to Redacted. Redacted. So if I have to go to trial. So, Redacted.
Who is it?
Who is Redacted? Yeah. So he says, on multiple occasions, I saw Epstein exit in full view of my tower and board his private jet with children, female children. One incident in particular really stands out in my mind because the girls were just so young. They couldn't have been over 16. Epstein looked very angry, hurled his jacket at one of them. They were also carrying shopping bags from stores not on that island. I remember thinking, where in the world have they been shopping?
I know. It's so weird. No one would say anything.
I know. And this gets worse. And I'm mad at this employee now because the next part.
That's why he was like anonymous piece of shit.
Yeah. The employee adds that he and his coworkers would joke around about what they were seeing. Oh, and I quote, every time he landed or took off, it was always brought up. We'd always be joking. How many kids are on board this time? But the employee also says he felt pure disgust, calling it insane that a convicted sex offender was able to move around so openly, even during the era of Me Too.
Oh, of course. I mean, how convenient that he's like, I was disgusted.
Yeah,
how many more girls?
He says that. Yeah.
You fucking liar.
Epstein apparently made no attempt to hide his travels. The airstrip in St. Thomas sits in plain sight of a central highway, nearby parking lot of the University of the Virgin Islands. His plane is always parked right in front of the control tower. He just doesn't care.
He like thought he was like the emperor, dude. Like he thought he was invincible. Like no one can stop me.
Then he ends his statement with, quote, but it was said that he always tipped really well. So everyone overlooked it.
It's like, that's how
he should be charged.
So many people.
I know. Like, Redacted, we're coming for you. Yeah. Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. In fact, it appears that local authorities did not investigate Epstein's repeated trips with young girls, despite the fact that he was listed on the island's registry of sex offenders, because it is U.S. soil.
Yeah, it's a province of the United States. Yeah.
So Chief William Harvey, a veteran of the police department, said to Vanity Fair that he does not know who Epstein is, and he's unaware of any investigation into him. This was like in 2017. So
he's like, what?
I don't know who this guy is. Yeah.
It's also so many islands. The guys, I'm on this. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. Look. Yeah. Lawyers for Epstein, when he was charged, when he was arrested, said flatly denies any illegal involvement with underage children.
Like, could you imagine being a lawyer for him? I couldn't do it.
I know.
I could not do it.
I know.
Like, I'd have some sort of morals.
Yeah.
I could not do it.
So last year, Little St. James and the neighboring Great St. James were listed for $125 million for sale.
For both the double up. Oh, I thought it was just the one.
So
wait, is that the one?
Who the fuck owned Great St. James?
Eventually, he did.
Oh, he owned it too?
He bought.
Oh, really?
He bought the other.
What, for like $1 million?
Had something on that guy.
I know, right?
It
was actually a gift.
Wait, but didn't we say at the beginning that somebody ended up buying?
Yeah, so this is this basically. So in March of 2022, his estate lawyer listed the islands, and they were listed at $125 million. And the lawyer said he would use the money to settle the lawsuits.
Okay, that never happened.
But as you can tell, I mean, Can you imagine? You're not going to get full sticker price on Epstein Island.
God, no.
You know what I mean? So
We'll start the bidding at 10 grand.
So in May 2023, which is
a couple months,
two months ago, Little St. James and the neighboring Great St. James were sold to billionaire Stephen Dekoff and his firm for $60 million. And he says he plans to build a state-of-the-art 5-star world-class luxury 25-room resort.
Yeah, so he's pretty much, I'm just going to burn everything to the ground and to start anew.
Yeah.
God.
Damn.
So
who is that guy, that billionaire? What does he do?
He just owns an investment firm. It's called SD Investments.
Just a random billionaire.
Yeah,
I know.
I didn't
pretty
really
sure
look
he taught
further
math in
into-
college.
Yeah, I didn't really look further into what he
Into
does,
Mr.
you know what
Dekoff.
I mean? Anyways, that's the island. You know, it was. I mean,
Dude, this is just a story. It gets the more it goes, it's just the more so many people. The amount of people that just did nothing and turned a blind eye is actually almost worse. It's almost worse than the people involved.
Yeah,
there's so many people that are like,
so many.
Well, he gave me $500 tips, so I guess I'll just let him fuck underage girls.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck
it's
is wrong
definitely
with you?
not worse, but goddamn,
it's not worse.
It's just as bad.
No.
Just as bad.
No, what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, though. But still,
we're gonna edit that out. I'm editing this episode.
Makes me so mad.
No, because it's bullshit. It's like,
and I'm sure everybody listening right now is so pissed about the stories. I know it makes me, so
It's
pissed
rough.
to it's rough to listen.
Yeah.
But
so look, I just want to go back to that statement. I didn't mean it's worse. That I just mean like that it's so fucked up. You would think like you like to think that like if my neighbor, saw somebody a dude with like with a bunch of 16-year-old girls and it was clear that there was all the time they're different, they'd be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
You know he's pimping them out.
You correct me if I'm wrong.
Call somebody, do something.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it kind of similar to the whole Me Too thing of the last 50 years of women being treated poorly and nobody
that's a good
does
point.
anything?
You know what? Now you say that, it's true. Meaning,
is it?
It's not underage minor trafficking.
I'm
just saying of negligence of going like, that's just what Weinstein does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No big deal.
The thing is,
it just starts to get normalized, like you were saying. Again, right? And then people are just like, and then it just keeps on going.
But people haven't been cool with fucking kids since like the 1300s, bro. Like, this is like,
I know.
Fucking, this shit has been like off limits.
Even
for a
criminals,
long time.
even criminals in prison,
Dude, fuck yeah, they get nuked.
Yeah.
All the time. Like even the criminals are like, fuck these guys.
Yeah, I know.
They're dead.
Yeah,
You're gonna fucking die.
I know.
They get hung.
I know.
Alone in their jail cells.
I mean, I honestly think it was a debauchery place.
You know,
you know what I mean? I actually do believe it.
You know what I started thinking of? I'm going maybe maybe I'm too
more?
into conspiracies. I'm thinking maybe it's little satanic worship place. Like sex and fucking rituals and
I don't know, but nothing shows any. Everything that we've done so far
Illuminati and
is just that he
Freemasons?
likes to get off.
No, well, yeah,
That's it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like that's his.
Maybe he had some. It seems like he had a condition. I mean, for a man of his age,
yeah.
How can you be fucking that much? That's so much. It's way too. It's like
Viagra.
It's not even that.
Probably.
I mean, God, it's probably more the higher upgrade than whatever. Like, Viagra mixed with crack.
Yeah. Cocaine, fucking.
Shoot it directly in.
It is wild that he would have so many people who probably didn't participate.
Right.
I mean,
and that's what I was trying to say earlier. Is that's why he holds these conferences and this.
Yeah. Like he legitimizes it.
He's insulated. He's also insulated.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Because Stephen Hawking's not.
Dude, Stephen Hawking can't even move he can barely move his eyeball. No, but I do think I really want to know what he's got on Lex.
I know.
It's got to be something so despicable that Lex feels like he can never come back from it.
So you're saying there's no way he could have just been, he's my ride or die.
No.
There was a negative % chance that that's the case. Like,
there's absolutely
there's
no
actually
way.
a less than 0% chance that is the case.
What you said earlier, I agree. No matter what you have on me, you're not getting
No.
power of attorney. Fuck it. Put it out there. Fuck it, right?
I mean, I'd be remiss to give it to my wife.
Exactly.
That's a lot of power.
It's too much.
She gets sick of me one day and she's like, Sean's gonna go. Like,
so there is one story of a woman. I mean, this is also the same woman, Sarah Ransom, and she said that she was on the island. She had been raped 3 times that day by Epstein, and she recalled jumping on a quad bike to flee, and she planned to swim several miles to the neighboring St. Thomas Island. She was spotted on surveillance cameras that lined Epstein's island and was quickly stopped by a team of his staff. So basically, she was wanting to get out of there so bad that she
just like, I'll swim it.
Was going to jump
like
into
Alcatraz.
the sharks. Yes.
Yes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. But what was interesting is that even Ghislaine says they're video cameras.
Oh, yeah.
The what?
Ghislaine had said that there were cameras everywhere.
yeah,
In the New York house,
everywhere,
the ranch, the airplane,
Right.
Epstein Island. She even confirms it there.
That's probably also why he bought the other island, too. He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now they really can't escape.
Yeah. Okay, so,
They own both.
Yeah.
so let me just paint this picture now. So we have New York. So there's cameras. There's Palm Beach.
Yep,
There's
cameras.
cameras. There's the New Mexico ranch.
Cameras.
There's the island. Obviously, tons of cameras
Yeah,
there.
just everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 4 locations with, let's say, on average, 10 cameras.
And you're in a situation with like constant lewd activity
Yes.
happening.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
powerful people.
So how many
just
cameras
throwing,
is that?
Just throwing tits.
With 4? 40?
40
there-
cameras.
Well, dude, you
At
know
a
minimum.
Minimum
there's
40
way
cameras.
more. There's probably 40 cameras just in the. You know how big
Just
that
in
fucking
1
New
acre?
York house is?
Yeah. Just in 1 acre of the
house
island.
is like 12,000 square feet, bro. They got
Yeah.
100 cameras in that
20,000.
motherfucker.
It's 20,000 square feet.
There's 100 cameras in that
Yes.
fucking house. I guarantee
Okay, so let's
it.
say just on a very low conservative 50 cameras.
1,000 cameras.
Let's just say
That's
Let's just say
conservative.
50 cameras.
Yeah.
Let's just for the sake of being at the low.
That's
Yeah?
way too low.
I know. Yeah, just this for the sake.
We're going
We
there.
are
point
we
of-
have
very
two,
conservative.
We have 2 cameras and 3 square feet.
Well, the point I'm going with this is where is the video?
Right.
Any video.
0. There's been nothing leaked ever.
And also too, like they didn't have like terabyte hard drives back then. There's got to be like a warehouse full of fucking
I know,
tapes. Like,
tapes.
Jesus Christ.
Still.
I mean,
there's
there's
gotta be
got to be
somewhere,
something.
There has to
Even
be.
if they were confiscated, somebody has them.
Oh,
and
dude.
somebody has seen
You know-
something. I think it's strange. I think it's there's got to be somebody of importance doing something they shouldn't be doing.
And
More
and
than
then-
one.
And
More
even if it's maybe it's just one, but it's so powerful enough that they can go, I mean, get it all destroyed, get him out, make it so he can just go through the. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
It's gotta be
It's
somebody
just-
very powerful.
I know. And is Wexner that powerful?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Well,
A lot of money.
Well, he didn't even have his own power of attorney. How powerful can he be now?
Damn, boy. You know what?
I know.
That is a great point. Like he didn't get his own power.
But it may be also just an exercise in what Rich does.
No, I think Rich gets you so far. I think that's what I do think this enterprise was founded off of Wexner. Wexner was the keystone.
Yeah.
Without Wexner, this doesn't happen.
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to this point. But then the money in this case is just a fuel. Is a fuel. It's just to fuel the enterprise.
Yeah.
So the money's fueling the enterprise.
Yeah.
Les Wexner gets him into in with these parties and hit people. Hey, I got a plane. Hey, let me use it. And so Wexner can fund it. Wexner's like the seed money. Wexner's the seed money for this massive enterprise, this sex trafficking enterprise. And then he had it down to such a good science, and he had fucking spotters and chicks
whole
who would pick
system.
him up.
The whole team.
He had a fucking sales pitch. They like have a booklet like how to do it. Here's how you get. It's fucked up. But I'm telling you, it was an actual enterprise, and I think that's what he was. That's what his business was.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
That's a good point.
And
Yeah,
he
he figured that out.
And he ran
For
a
sure.
fucking company that literally teaches you how to fucking embezzle money. So it's, I'm telling you, it's fucking, God.
It's like a perfect storm of how to basically keep this going for years.
I
And
know,
get away
forever.
with it.
Yeah. And then it starts fueling itself, and then you have more favors and more power, and it
Right.
just snowballs into this.
Right.
I've got ex-presidents and, 10, 20, 30 other billionaires that are hanging out, and Stephen Hawking's coming to conferences, and like, I'm a
Bunch of
respectable
different
person.
celebrities, actors, all kinds of people.
I'm buying fucking islands.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an extreme version of the Weinstein thing, right? It's just so many people that didn't do anything, and then everybody's just kill him.
No, the Weinstein thing is it's way different because Weinstein was just doing it for him. Weinstein was just a sick fuck.
But nobody did anything.
Oh, that's what you mean. I thought you meant because obviously we know that he likes to fuck, but I think he was doing it as like income.
Yeah.
Where Weinstein was already
I see.
Like Weinstein was already rich, and he was just like, oh, I'm so ugly.
Yeah.
You have to have sex with me.
I want
now.
to get something. Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
No, but it is the same. Like you're too afraid of the guy with the power,
right.
Especially the guy is one of the probably top 3, top 4 most powerful producers in all of Hollywood.
I know, yeah.
And if you want to work in Hollywood, you have to make me happy, or I'll blackball you.
Right. Using their position and whatever. Yeah.
God.
Well, I mean, it gets even weirder, and it's going to be next episode, which is on his death. And there's just a little tidbit I wanted to say before wrapping up this episode, which was, so on August 10th, 2019 is when he died.
Okay.
On August 8th, he redid his will.
Of course he did.
He transferred all his money and his will and his estate to the Virgin Islands.
To that LLC? Or what?
Not to that LLC, but just to offshore.
He moved his money offshore.
Oh, okay.
Offshore.
Oh, so it can be
2 days.
So my thing is like, can it still be seized there? I don't know what the laws are.
It can, but it's harder. It's almost like here's the thing.
Like, he knew the loopholes.
Like the FBI and the other federal agencies or whatever, they have jurisdiction there. You can just go and get it.
Well, it is the U.S. Virgin
but it's
Islands.
a territory.
Yeah,
it's not part of the 50 states.
The laws are different. I mean, that's the thing is, why did he do it?
Yeah, right. Why?
And why did he do it 48 hours before his death?
Did he know?
Or did he do it? Or like Wexner was like, I have your power of attorney, bitch. Got him.
Checkmate.
Uno reverse card.
or was it like a weird thing? Or was it a weird thing where, his more powerful friends came to him and said, hey, you're done.
Or they probably
gave him shit in order.
Or maybe they gave him an ultimatum. You do it or we'll kill you.
Yeah.
And they'll, anyways, bitch.
Yeah, and he's, all right, well, give me 48 hours, 72 hours to put my affairs in order.
But like,
I don't know.
Why would they let him?
For what?
I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to do that from, I don't know. Like, you're on to, like,
weird.
Why are you?
You should have no rights.
No, I'm saying, why didn't they freeze his accounts? Right. Like, doesn't it seem like a smart thing to do? Freeze his assets.
I know.
No, we'll just let him transfer it on over. No big deal. Just Cash App.
I had heard that it made it harder for victims to sue.
Oh, because then they have to sue another entity, and then they have to
not
make a case.
The U.S.
And it's not technically him, and maybe it's a company.
Yeah,
and
or
then
the state is harder to sue than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it was just, it's nefarious. It's
I know,
like 2 days before you die, everything, you know what I mean? Whatever you do 2 days before you die, you change your insurance policy. How many times in Forensic Files did they change their insurance policy and then they die the next day?
I know, right?
We have a resident CSI expert here.
I know.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, with the fingerprint analysis, you touched this document 76 times before. My thing is, I just have a hard time believing that Epstein is just a fucking Lex Luthor evil genius. I just can't have it.
He was a billionaire.
I can't have it.
Isn't that what everybody goes for?
But I can't. I know. I just don't see him as being that smart.
Right.
He's that capable and like.
Right.
I understand, charismatic guy, cool, and I can see him weaseling his way into the situation, but I just can't see him. Yeah. I feel like there's somebody else involved who made him do that.
Yeah. Okay.
I just can't see him being the ultimate mastermind.
Yeah.
Like, anybody who fucks 18 times a day, it's just, you don't have time to like think through other shit. Yeah. And when do you sleep? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, so in next episode, we're going to go over almost his hour by hour in the cell. And he made a couple phone calls that nobody knows who he called.
He's got a cell phone in the cell? What the fuck?
And
is this Goodfellas? This is bullshit.
Who knows? You know what I mean? It could have been.
He made a couple phone. Isn't every other inmate's phone call screened? They're just on the phone too.
They don't know. You
know
what I mean?
Fuck? It's so stupid.
I know. The next episode's crazy because at the end of it, you're gonna either be like, "Wow, our jail system is so bad," or it was obviously a setup.
Well,
that's what you're gonna be on either one of that.
I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you with this.
Yeah.
The prison system is a private organization, which most people are probably aware of, and Guess who owns the prison systems in America? BlackRock.
Is that true?
Yep.
That's crazy. I'd like to read about that one day.
Yeah, dude. It's
about do they have a P&L on prisons?
I'll give you the real quick.
Sure,
I'll give you the.
I guess it's real estate and it's
a
all the things.
real quick spiel. So when the prison systems went private, they were pretty much selling those like privatized, and it was, I forget the exact year when it happened, but they were like, okay, cool, we'll buy them all.
Yeah,
but the amount of the percentage of how many inmates were in there. So I think it was like maybe like 30 or 40% capacity of what was done. Yeah. And so after they bought, like within 2 years, it's like 90%. Wow. Like literally, and it has not gone below 95% in like 15 years, 20 years. It's just interesting. More inmates equals more money.
It's a business,
like, it is. It's a business, and I don't want people to want to think about that, but it is a business.
Yeah.
They make money. Every inmate, it is money. Your tax dollars are paying them, and it's a great business for them. Jesus Christ!
So if it's a business, you can definitely buy out, people in there, and that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah. How does that work? Do they have contracts with the penal system?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
So they have with the
government contracts.
So there's the Department or the Bureau of Prisons,
Correction?
the Department of Corrections. Yeah, Department of Corrections, and so they are the overseeing body over all of them. But all the prisons are private. They built. Private company comes in, builds them. It's not like a government organization that does it. They're all private. All prisons except for fucking Guantanamo Bay and shit like that, and like military prisons are all. I think there might be a couple. Maybe a couple of some of the federal prisons are probably owned by the government, but other than that, every state penitentiary is not. They're all private.
Interesting.
All private.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Woo! All right.
That's a big one.
Once again, have a great time at work. God. Fucking hide your kids. Fuck.
Well, join us next time as we talk about the death of Jeffrey Epstein and also what Ghislaine Maxwell is up to these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nighty night.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
Yes, we're back again. Episode 4, Epstein, the finale, the piece of shit. Before we get into though, I just wanted to say, guys, obviously appreciate you listening. We appreciate all the support. If you like the content, make sure you follow us on social media. That really helps, support us and keep us doing this.
That's right.
So now into back to the pedophile story.
So if you have not listened to episode 1, 2, and 3, come on now, get back there. Do episode 1, 2, and 3. This is 4. This is going to be the death and the conspiracies of Epstein.
Oh yeah,
4 in the final.
So so the last one was on the island itself. He was arrested in July of 2019.
Okay.
And then on August 10th, 2019 at 6:33 a.m., Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell. According to New York Post, Epstein was discovered in a kneeling position with a strip of the bed sheet around his neck. And so he was kneeling, it was tied to one of the beds, and he was leaning forward. That make sense?
Yeah.
It wasn't like hanging from a ceiling.
No.
He was
on the ground.
Kneeling forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, kneeling forward with a little strip of one of the bed sheets tied to the bunk.
Yeah, because it's super easy.
A little strip,
Super easy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't just lean backwards.
Yeah.
Right.
to stop from dying.
So he was 6'1", 185, 190 pounds. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Big dude. I mean, that's not like that big, but it's it's bigger than normal.
Yeah, bigger than average.
Bigger than average. Yeah.
In a strip. I love it as like a strip.
I know.
No, so
he's like with a shoestring.
Yeah, exactly.
No, so like you take a bed sheet. And
I understand.
It was
I'm just saying. It's like
it makes it sound like it's like a little shoestring.
I know. It must like the thread count on that was super high.
The staff called for medical assistance, life-saving measures.
After they woke up?
Yeah, especially the guard.
Oops.
So they tried to resuscitate him. They couldn't. He was taken to the hospital. He was pronounced dead at 7:36 a.m. So following a lengthy investigation, the U.S. Justice Department Inspector General released a report on June 27th that found widespread negligence and mismanagement at the now closed Metro Correctional Center in Manhattan.
They just nuked the whole prison. Give me that shit.
So they came out with a report basically the next year, and they said widespread negligence. Then they closed the place down.
Corruption.
Yep. That's what negligence means in prison. Corruption.
Yes. They closed it down, and they said that the center gave Epstein ample opportunity to end his own life. The report concluded no foul play was involved in Epstein's death, but cited significant misconduct and dereliction of duties among the staff.
They were like, here, just take my gun. Just slide it on a tail. Whoop.
So that's essentially the summary of what we're going to be talking about here.
Yeah.
Right? And so here we go. Timeline of the events.
Yeah, step by step.
Of Epstein's
Eric's
final...
specialty.
Yeah, Epstein's final life. A lot of this is taken from the Federal Bureau of Prison documents. Mm-hmm. So this is as
official legit
as we can get, right? So July 6th, he's arrested.
Okay.
July 6th, Epstein's arrested on charges of federal sex trafficking. He was arrested at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey upon his flight from Paris. He was transported to the Metro Correctional Center in New York, where he was placed in general inmate population.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't fucking kill him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
A facilities assistant noted Epstein appeared when he walked in, distraught, sad, and a little confused, as well as dazed and withdrawn. She sent an email suggesting that a psychologist speak to him just to be on the safe side and prevent suicidal thoughts. But
I was going to say, like, a psychologist doesn't prevent suicidal thoughts.
I know, but it's the action that they can do.
She's trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. If anything, this was probably the only one who did
only person,
right.
That's right. The one non-negligent employee.
Yes.
Something's wrong with him.
But go figure. This is an email, right? So it's documented. This happened.
This is on a server.
Yes.
Right?
But the on-call psychologist was not actually contacted. So she essentially just sent it to somebody, and then nobody did anything.
They were like, spam. Trash.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's Janet? Don't care.
Okay, so July 7th, after 22 hours in general population.
Yeah, Gen Pop.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Please leave in the elation. I need that to stay.
So he was moved to a section called SHU, which is Special Housing Unit.
Okay.
And it was pending reclassification due to the unusual media coverage and the awareness of his notoriety.
His discretions.
Yes. I mean, in short, he's the most famous prisoner there.
And he's the most famous pedophile on earth.
Yeah. So they moved him to SHU. We'll call it SHU. Special Housing Unit. Yeah. Okay.
Which is probably a little bit more protected,
and
isolated.
You're
isolated.
More resources,
Yep.
I think it's like you're not around all the people that want you dead.
Yeah.
So there you
Even
go.
the famous people get special name prisons.
Oh, this is fucking bullshit.
Shoot program.
Yeah. I know. They would have been
training
like,
day.
They'd have been like, Sean seemed fine. He wanted to stay in general population.
Yeah. Put him in cell 1.
Like he doesn't need a cell. Just put him in the commissary.
Yeah. Okay. July 8th. Now Epstein appeared in court. He pled not guilty to everything.
It's just like ridiculous.
Everything.
Like, what a fucking
yeah.
Well, he really thought he was probably going to get off.
Oh, for sure he did.
Yeah.
He's like, I got this tape on this guy, on this guy.
He's like,
I'm getting off for sure.
I had a threesome with one of the dream team. I'm good.
Ghislaine, get the tapes. Get the tapes, Ghislaine. Get the tapes.
That was my phone call.
1,000 cameras. We got something
we
for
got
sure.
1,000 cameras.
Who's the Chief Justice on this one?
I know. Epstein, at that time in court, he denied any suicidal thoughts. The forensic psychologist determined he didn't have any mental illnesses. The psychologist recommended Epstein be evaluated for suicide risk. He was placed on psychological observation, which is just a basic form of monitoring with less. It's not quite suicide watch, but it's just, hey, we're going to keep an eye on you.
Like a guy walks by every once in a while, you doing okay, bro?
Yeah. Extra report, maybe. You know what I mean? Extra form. Yeah. Okay. July 9th. Epstein underwent an in-person suicide risk assessment that determined suicide watch was not warranted at that time. Still, it recommended he should remain on psychological observation out of an abundance of caution. So I don't know what the form is that is the risk assessment. There's got to be a suicide risk assessment form or list of things. That's an assessment.
Sort of a SOP.
Yeah, like, is he crazy? Is he depressed?
I also think that they I think they were really pushing this to be like, somebody keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
I don't think, because we want him to, he needs to burn. This guy needs to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even think there was
There's a lot of people that wanted him to go through the trial.
I'm saying I don't think, because it seems he's like, I'm not going to kill myself. We're good. And they're yeah, I think we're going to keep some eyes on you.
Right.
You need to go down for this shit.
Yeah.
Either that or could have been a setup. But it's like, okay, we're going to label him as suicide.
Oh, right? Maybe you got to paint the picture.
Yeah.
Well, it was look at the assessment.
Yeah, exactly.
The threat assessment,
Where's the assessment?
said that he was a threat assessed.
Okay, so this is the weird part. So that was July 9th. And like I said, he was not needed. Like, it was determined he did not suicide watch. Okay. Next day. Okay. July 10th. Epstein was removed from observation on July 10th and put into SHU.
Okay.
Okay. It is listed as the reason for being put into SHU now on July 10th was risk factors for suicidality and safety concerns.
So they're like,
to keep him in general.
So they're like, he's not a threat to himself.
Right.
Put him in the special.
Next day. Next day. He's a threat.
That's sketch. That's super sketch.
Yeah. So in the SHU, their inmates are assigned to 6 separate tiers, each of which have 8 cells.
Yeah.
Essentially in SHU. Yeah. Just to give you an idea of how big it is.
It's not tiers. You mean like levels?
Like flights, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
Okay. So fast forward a week, July 16th, Epstein made a phone call to an unknown recipient.
This is a big problem for me.
Yeah.
How the fuck can he make a phone call that they don't? Because that phone call is not privileged unless it's to his lawyer. So
everything is recorded. If it's not to your lawyer.
Yeah, the only thing that is privileged is to the lawyer. It doesn't matter. You call your mom, they're fucking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's on record. That's all on record.
And the next part of this is no recordings of the call exist.
This is fucking bullshit.
It's unknown whether it was a legal call or a personal call.
I mean, I guess he could say it was a legal call, and it could be like to Ghislaine. She's a power attorney. She's my attorney. She's the power of an attorney.
So this is what the federal representative of the Federal Bureau of Prisons said. He said, given the limited information known about Epstein, knowledge of the content of any social calls would have been crucial to helping staff work with him.
Yeah, because if he calls like his mom and he's like, I need to end it. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah. All we know is that at around 7 p.m., it was a phone call to a number with a New York City area code. And he told the guards he was going to speak to his mom.
His
mom.
And they're like, go for it, bro.
Yeah.
Here, use my cell phone.
We don't need to record that one.
Unbeknownst to them, his mom died years earlier.
Oh, my God.
Shit.
He's like an orphan. Like, he never had a mom. Like, what the fuck?
So let's make it known the unmonitored call is against the Bureau of Prisons policy. But Epstein was given special permission.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how much money went to that person's bank account.
So this is what federal investigators say now. They say, in actuality, Epstein speaks with someone with whom he allegedly has a personal relationship. It is assumed it is a new girlfriend named Karina Shuliak.
I guarantee it wasn't her. Just saying.
P.S. Now he has a new girlfriend. And anyways, whatever.
I know it's probably to Bill Clinton. He's like, "Hello," and he's like, "Bill, you gotta get me out of this."
William.
Listen, Jeffrey,
I'm in here in Little Rock right now.
I did not have an orgy at your.
Oh man, we are idiots. I love it.
They're assholes. Yeah. Continue, please.
Okay, following the call, Epstein goes back to his cell, and at that time, he did not have a cellmate. Okay, so July 18th, 2 days later, a federal judge denies his bail and his request for pretrial release. So he was basically like,
"Let me go to my house."
Yes, he's like, I should be let out.
Dude, you have 2 jets. You were the definition of a flight risk.
Yeah. And according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, they said this was a significant disappointment for Mr. Epstein and likely challenged his ability and willingness to adapt to incarceration.
Oh, poor him.
Yeah.
Fucker.
How many people
easily
adapt to
incarceration? You can see where this report is going, right? This is why he became depressed.
Oh, yeah. He was super.
So now he couldn't adapt.
Unlike most people.
That's what I was saying.
Unlike most people, he was super sad when he went to prison.
Right. Unlike most people. What the fuck?
Like, are you kidding me?
Oh, he was sad. He looks sad. Let's put him in SHU.
I mean, the idea of prison makes me sad. I'm not in it.
No.
Fuck. Yeah. Of course. It sucks. That's the point.
So 5 days later, Epstein actually attempted suicide. He was found on the floor of his cell with a bedsheet strip around his neck.
The same fucking, what the fuck?
Attempted, right?
Attempted.
Yes. Okay.
So he survived.
Yeah.
So they were like, just put new sheets on the bed. No big deal. Let's put some new sheets.
He survived, and his injuries didn't even require hospitalization, and then he was placed on 24-hour suicide watch from there.
Yeah, really? You sure it wasn't 18-hour suicide watch?
And wouldn't they take away bed sheets and shoelaces and everything?
Seriously, what the fuck?
You're going to get really mad come the day of his death. Yeah, I'll tell you on that note, yeah. Okay, so after 31 hours, he was removed from suicide watch.
He's good now. Yeah. He's totally Gucci.
31 hours later, he was removed.
So he's 24-hour lockdown, and then it's like,
he had a nap. He's feeling good. Had some toast.
Yeah.
He's feeling
an egg.
Yeah, I know. He's feeling up to it.
Yeah. So on July 26th, he described himself to, this is per Federal Bureau of Prisons for reports and witnesses, Epstein described himself as a coward and as someone who does not like pain.
Now, real quick, what state was this? Was this in New York where he was incarcerated, right?
Yeah.
I know that in, like most states, there is kind of a mandatory hold period if you do attempt to take your life.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
For psychological evaluation. It's usually 48 to 72 hours. So the fact that they were 31 hours, we're like, he's Gucci.
Right.
Let him go back to his everyday life.
Yeah.
Let him make any more private phone calls if he needs to.
Okay, so on July 28th, Epstein complained that the toilet in his cell wouldn't stop constantly flushing, which left him sitting in the corner of his cell with his hands over his ears, claiming to feel agitated and unable to sleep all night long.
I could see a little CIA psychological warfare. That is like,
yeah. Oops, I did it again.
He's like, shut it off. Fucking kill myself. I came in like a wrecking ball. Just like nonstop
pop music
for 31 hours, like Kids Bop. And it's like, fucking kill me. God damn it. Where are the sheets?
Okay, next day, Epstein was removed from psychological observation. So this is like a level down from suicide watch.
Because they were 24 hours, they're 31 hours. Okay.
That's enough.
Now they're in observation.
Which means they probably talk to him for 8 minutes a day. Like,
yeah.
What do you see in this Rorschach picture?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, there's a discrepancy on which date he was pulled off of observation. Per the Federal Bureau of Prisons, they don't know. It was either the 29th or the 30th of July.
I love that it's like, it's
one of these.
It was in July.
Yes. So on this day, the staff noticed that there were disk failures in their DVR system.
Sure.
Fucking, we forgot to pay our TiVo subscription. And so the DVR.
So what they determined that day was half of the institution's security cameras were not recording anything. Although those cameras continued to provide live feeds, they weren't saving or recording anything.
Such fucking bullshit.
So if you're watching the screens, you're like, yeah, it's still working. I can see the guys. It's more just a sight into what's happening live.
So it's like recording just no memory cards.
Yes, exactly. Okay. July 30th, Epstein was transferred back to the SHU where he was assigned now a cellmate. So he was given the cell that was closest to the correction officer's desk in the common area just to keep an eye on him because he continued to complain about lack of sleep. He had sleep apnea, constipation, tension, back pain. He was pre-diabetic, all of these different things he reported. And so he was put to the closest cell to the correctional
It's funny
desk.
how he goes to prison and all of these problems magically surface. Like, he wasn't bitching about that when he was fucking in orgy boning on the island. His back was fucking totally fine.
So his cell was 15 feet away from the officer's desk.
Okay.
Okay.
15 feet.
Yeah.
Right.
July 31st, he appeared in federal court for the first time since his suicide attempt. He, per the reports, he didn't show any signs of injury. August 1st, prison officials met with Epstein and conducted a suicide risk assessment again, after which they determined it was not necessary to place him on suicide watch again.
Okay.
Okay? So I guess he made it through.
Yeah, whatever the
They're
test.
like, okay, yeah, you're ready.
He's fine
You're
now.
ready. Yeah.
Yes.
He's ready. He's past flying colors.
Yes.
He's loving it now. He loves prison.
So 7 days later,
adapted.
7 days later, Epstein purchased $73.85 worth of items from the commissary. AM, FM radio, set of headphones, etc. And it was described in the report that was his indication of adapting.
Oh, that he spent money?
Yes. So now this justifies them taking him off suicide watch because now he's going to listen to the ball game.
He bought three bags of Cheez-Its.
Okay, so on this day is when the staffers get the replacement hard drives they needed to fix the cameras.
Perfect.
Okay. This is August 1st?
August 8th.
Oh, okay.
But it takes 6 days to install them.
But they just received them. And according to the reports, the staffers didn't do anything to fix them or repair them.
So because they got an Amazon delivery and they're like, we'll open it later.
We'll take it up. We'll take it up later. Yeah, exactly. Okay, August 9th now, a federal court unsealed 2,000 pages of documents about Epstein's case to the public. So this is when, August 9th is when everything exploded about his case. Like,
and everyone's like, what the
all
fuck?
the info came out. Everything came out on who he was with. You know, it got real nuts, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you guys remember.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So per Epstein's attorney, he met with him and he appeared upbeat and looking forward to the future. His cellmate was transferred out of the prison on a prison transfer, which per the report is a normal occurrence.
So they sent him.
I mean, that sounds normal. Sure.
This is the night before he committed suicide.
Right.
He died.
Mm-hmm. Died.
So his cellmate was transferred out.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Then a camera, some footage shows that 2 guards failed to perform the normal count the night before his suicide. So usually they walk around and they go, cellmate 5, 6, 7, count. Yeah.
Head count before the lights off.
Yeah.
Epstein?
Right
Okay.
they,
Present?
They didn't do it per the footage, and they falsified the document saying they did do it. A review of prison records revealed that the officers failed to complete the proper 30-minute rounds at 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. So every couple hours, they're supposed to do a 30-minute round.
Okay, real quick. How do they have footage of them not doing this? Because
they still had half of footage, half of the.
Oh, it was just his
yeah
specific cameras on his shit was. Oh, that's part of the half.
Mm-hmm. So there's cameras in every cell, or
not quite the cell, but
I think it's like outside, like the corridor. Yeah. I don't know.
I think I'm sure there's some privacy thing where you can't have a camera into each cell. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have to look that up.
I'm just wondering. Okay, so but there is cameras right outside.
Sure. Yeah.
That we're recording.
Yeah.
But only half of them.
Yeah. Only half of them. Correct. Yeah. And so every 2 hours, they're supposed to do a 30-minute round.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's just their job. That's what they do.
Just walk and make sure everyone's alive and go back to your desk.
There's a officer named Tova Noel. She's a 31-year-old officer at MCC. She begins the first of 2 back-to-back 8-hour shifts in the SHU.
Okay.
Noel had been employed as a correctional officer since 2016. So Noel and an unnamed officer, which is dubbed Officer 1, do not perform the required 4 p.m. count.
Yeah, but they forge it that they did.
They complete and sign a count slip falsifying saying they did. The count slip is collected, delivered to the control center where officers are responsible for comparing the count slips to the inmate roster. Okay, so based on the falsified count slip, the control center then clears the 4 p.m. count.
Okay.
Because based on the false slip, yeah? So at 10 p.m., all inmates are locked in their cells for the night. So at 10 p.m., Noel and an unnamed officer 2 do not perform their 10 p.m. count. They also falsify that they did do it.
So there's literally there's like a 6-hour period where they don't even know what's happening.
That's right. Yeah.
But if they do this, I mean, not justifying. I'm just saying they do this every day. They just get lazy and they're like, fuck this shit.
I understand skipping one count, but skipping both counts? What the fuck are you doing?
True.
Your job's not that hard.
No, walk around. Just walk around.
Also, they are on a double shift. But this does add to it.
But that's
right?
a 6 hour difference. They could have took a nap then they'd done that 6 hours.
It keeps going. 10:30 p.m. Noel briefly walks up to and walks back from the door to the tier in which Epstein was housed.
So she doesn't even
She didn't
even check that.
She didn't even check the door, or she didn't even check the cell. She just walked to the tier, right?
I left my wallet over there.
Got to get my steps in.
So this is the last time anyone walks up to the entrance to where his cell was. Okay, that's at 10:30. So 10:36, falsified the count slip again. Control center clears it. Midnight, Michael Thomas, which is a 41-year-old officer at MCC, begins his 8-hour shift on duty in the SHU. He's been there for 14 years. Thomas and Noel are the only now 2 correctional officers on duty. They do not perform the midnight count.
Jesus
Oh, my God.
So it's like all the counts. And everybody's like, they've been working hard. And it's like literally 18 hours of time. Look at that,
doing
no
nothing,
counts.
just TikToking.
I know, literally TikToking.
But they signed the document saying they did.
Yeah.
I think these guys is the
So
laziest people.
this is the third time that you skip the count
Fool
in
me
a row.
once. But you can't fool me. Yeah. 3 times you fool me.
Also,
what is that?
Can't you just do one and then skip one and then?
I know, like,
you know
just
what I mean?
do
So they've done 3 in a row where they skipped and then they falsified. Yeah. Okay.
And don't they think they're on camera too? Like they're not even trying to hide it. Like,
maybe they think the cameras don't work. Maybe that's why they don't want to fix the cameras.
I know, they're like,
true.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. So Noel and Thomas, they sit at the officer's desk area and they use the computers and move around the SHU common area for about 2 hours. They sit unmoving. It's determined that they fell asleep for 2 hours.
I'm gonna say unmoving is like really difficult to do.
But also, how do you fall asleep with another person?
Like, yo, wake up, bro.
Yes, one of you stay awake.
You simultaneously pass out.
Noel uses the computer periodically, including to search the internet for furniture sales and benefits. For like insurance benefits.
He's like Benny's or shit. He's like, fuck this. I'm not doing no damn counts.
Yeah.
My premiums are too high.
Paid enough for this. I'm getting my benefits for this.
It was found that Thomas used the computer at 1 a.m., 4 a.m., and 6 a.m.
Like porn.
To search motorcycle sales and news and sports.
So they're just like, this job sucks. This would have fucking get on the wall.
At 4 a.m., the overnight supervisor visits Noel and Thomas in the SHU and just chats with them before leaving.
How was your nap? It's good. It's good.
All good, sir.
5 a.m. They do not do the count.
What the fuck?
They go and they sign the document saying that they did do the count.
So it's like 4 counts that they did not do.
So at 5 a.m., the control center clears the count. Because of the document.
Yeah, because of the lie.
Yeah. 5:30 a.m., another officer briefly walks through the SHU area. Video shows no one else entered the SHU, no one conducted any counts or rounds throughout the night, and no one entered the tier where Epstein was housed. At 6, Noel and Thomas receive the breakfast cart. 6:30, Noel and Thomas walk up to and enter the tier in which Epstein was housed. 6:33, an alarm is activated in the SHU because Epstein is alone in his cell and not responsive with a bed sheet strip around his neck. Epstein never responded to the knocking. The staffers then unlocked his cell, and then that's where they found him. So this is what they said. They said, one end of a piece of orange cloth around his neck and the other end tied to the top portion of a bunk bed in his cell. Immediately after finding Epstein, jail staff activated a body alarm to alert all the staff and workers in the control center, call 911. Jail staff then ripped the orange cloth, causing Epstein to drop to the ground. They start CPR on him. An unnamed Supervisor 1, who had just started his shift, responds to the alarm immediately. Noel approaches the door to the SHU to open it for the supervisor and says, Epstein hung himself. Afterward, Noel told him or her, we did not complete the 3 a.m. nor the 5 a.m. rounds.
Nor the 12 a.m., nor the 8 p.m., nor the 6 p.m.
They said, we messed up, and I messed up. She's not to blame. We didn't do any rounds.
She is to blame.
It's the 2 people that they're, the 2 officers. Who
I know, but how was she not to blame? She didn't fucking do the rounds either.
Yep.
So 6:33, the CPR, they continue. They use a defibrillator, and they move him to the health services at the unit. Paramedics arrive and perform CPR.
Again?
They give him medicine and fluids, but
was he breathing?
20 minutes.
Yeah, did he show any signs? I mean,
it doesn't say in the report.
I mean, because when they used to be like, oh, he's dead. Breathe into him.
Yeah.
CPR.
One time.
I know, one time,
as soon as
sure.
you get in there.
The second time, though?
So he's pronounced dead at 7:36
a.m.
Yeah.
I just want to make a quick point because this is a very important point, which we'll probably get into. But there's a reason why when people hang themselves, they're they kick the chair out, you know, because the body instantly reacts to keep itself alive.
Yes.
Right.
Even
it's like a survival mechanism.
For sure. It happens every time. It's like why you can't drown yourself.
Burn yourself. Like you grab something hot, you're gonna.
You let it go. The body automatically lets it go. Yeah. You can't drown yourself because your body instinctively is give me air now, and like you pull yourself out.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was on his knees, he would just be like, okay, I can't. I fuck it.
It's true, huh?
Yeah. No, 100%.
It'd be different if it was his body weight laying back to the thing, and he can't do anything. He struggles, but he can't stand up. Or
if he couldn't touch the ground, that's
a different thing. Yeah. But if you're on your knees leaning forward, you would just lean backwards to stop from dying. It's like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but lean backwards.
Yeah, your body should almost jerk back.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Unless you know, a lot of times too, it's when they hang people, they goes down and their neck snaps, and then they.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So, unless he was full steam and snapped his own neck, which
jumped from the top bunk,
which did not happen, jumped from the top bunk, but then he lands on his knees like, no, it's impossible.
It's crazy. So, it was determined that half of the recording system was unrecoverable.
Yeah, because they didn't fucking install the.
So the real question is what recordings were not recoverable? Because
there was enough recording there recoverable to show that
they didn't do the rounds.
They didn't do the rounds.
Now, so if it shows that, then it shows where his cell is. Right. So then it would show, if it recorded that, it would show if there was somebody that went in there.
That's right. And so in this report, it's saying that nobody went in there.
That's right.
So you mean to tell me there's only one way to access this place?
I'm just saying
that's literally they don't build buildings like that, even if it's a prison fire hazard. What if the one entrance is on fire? Yeah. Oh well, everyone's dead. Yeah. You can't get out. You have to have multiple exit points. You don't build something with only one way because if something compromises,
you're right.
So
there's probably an angle that leads up to his cell from a different way, right?
I guarantee there's a different,
But if the first angle is recording, then it would have picked them up anyway if somebody went in there.
No.
I mean, we're going to get into maybe if it was doctored or messed with it.
What happens is where they're showing was them entering, I guess, into the space, but I don't think there's multiple tiers.
Yeah, there's 8? It was 8 tiers.
Yeah, there's 8 tiers.
Right.
So I think there's the main entrance and it shows people going into the tier
play.
Okay,
so this is what I wanted to verify.
Yeah, I don't think it's like in front of his thing and there's
so let's say I thought you meant like there was a camera on his hallway which shows his door, which would show if anybody.
No,
that's what they're saying.
Right.
Well, no, I think
that's what I'm saying. So if there's a camera on his door.
I think what they're saying is that they didn't make the rounds because the ones that were working, they never were there. They never went to those tiers, and then they didn't do the rounds because no one walked on this pathway. It doesn't say specifically Epstein's tier. It just says they looked at the reports and they clearly didn't do their rounds because they were shown not walking on the ones that were working.
Yeah, we need to clarify that because I understood you were saying, Eric, that it clearly shows them if like that one part where she walked up to his door and then they walked back.
The problem is that we don't know the layout.
Yeah, I don't know
the layout at all.
I'm speculating.
Yeah. But in this part of the report, it says video surveillance shows no one else entered the shoe.
The shoe, see the entrance.
It's just the main entrance. It's the whole section.
Yeah, it's like a sector.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Is there one hallway? I don't know.
I don't know either. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah. It says no one conducted any counts or rounds throughout the night, and no one entered the tier where Epstein was housed.
So maybe they did have a thing on that tier? I don't know. But then the fact that they say
that's pretty vague.
The fact that they're saying that some of the data wasn't recoverable means that's out of the video that they did have.
Yeah.
Right.
Because obviously if there's nothing to recover,
why would you even mention that?
Why would you even say
what I don't like about the report is they don't say what angles were not recoverable.
Exactly. Yeah. And then also why wasn't it recoverable?
Yeah.
Oh, it's corrupted.
Yeah.
Whoopsies, we burned it.
So
I know. Shit.
Yeah.
There was a fire.
It does kind of read like, because they do cover their, it sounds a little bit like the Warren Commission, where you're covering something ahead.
Oh, yeah.
So this is before he's even dead.
Yeah. They were like,
in the report, they state something.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds very much the Warren Commission.
Yeah, because they were like, we don't want to go to prison.
Yeah.
Right.
So the New York City medical examiner, Barbara Sampson, she conducted a 4-hour autopsy on Epstein. And she ruled it a suicide. And it was the first suicide in 14 years in the MCC, which is that facility. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is kind of a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're supposed to be so locked down under surveillance. Every 2 hours, they're checking in on.
They're doing counts.
I mean, there's a reason there hasn't been a suicide in 14 years.
Yeah, because
there's more suicides at a hotel.
I know. Jesus, there's more suicides at fucking theme parks than there's this place.
So Epstein's lawyer.
Now hold on a second. Did the autopsy show any kind of drug?
Yeah. Okay. Check this out. Yeah. So Epstein's lawyer sent somebody to go along with the autopsy. They didn't want just the New York medical examiner.
Oh, they wanted their own expert.
So they sent pathologist. They sent pathologist Michael Baden to observe the autopsy, and this guy's thousands of autopsies. I think he even did OJ's, or not OJ's, but Nicole's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like he's a very famous person in pathology, and
but just real quick, just before we get into it, like the only thing that sucks about that is because, especially even if you look at court cases, you pay an expert, and you are paying the expert to do the spin that you want.
Totally.
And that's the thing that sucks. That's the thing that sucks because you never really know.
I know.
Because the fact that it was his lawyer doing it, you're going to get the spin.
He was also paid by his brother.
Yeah, you're going to get the spin that they want. It doesn't matter how big the expert, because you always have like two experts, both accredited, they're against each other.
And it sucks because everything he says, you're going to have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, you're going to think, who knows if it's true. That's why I just wanted to say it, because it is. Right. It happens all the time. It's not just this case.
It's very logical.
It's true. It does, dude. They fucking, because you're like, oh, I went to Harvard too, and I don't believe this happened. He's like, well, I went to Harvard and I believe it happened, and then you're like, fuck.
So Epstein's lawyers sent pathologist Michael Baden to observe the autopsy, and then reports started coming out that there were broken bones found in his neck.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Now this can occur in the suicide of elderly people. I don't know if we would put Epstein in the elderly category.
No. Anybody fucking that many times a day is not elderly.
That's right. That's right.
I know that's the only thing I have to operate off of, but like, and it's also true.
Yeah, but I mean, would you?
It's also true. It's like you find that, like I said, if someone is being drop hanged, execution style, their neck will break.
Right.
Yeah.
But usually in a hanging, it's already tight, and you just kick the thing out, and then you die.
Yeah.
And especially he's on his knees.
Yeah.
If he just leans forward, he's just going to suffer. Why would that break his bones if he's on his knees leaning forward?
Here's the thing: is he was 66.
That's not that old, bro.
He's 1 year older than what I guess is the official elderly statement. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Because 65 is retirement.
You know what they mean by elderly.
I know, that's right. No, I know. But I mean, I'm just saying,
Dude, like my dad's in his 60s, and he's way more fit than me.
Yeah.
Way more fit.
No, it's true. I mean, look at RFK Jr.
I'm like, dude, he's ripped.
Ripped.
He's fucking ripped.
Oh, I saw his shirt. I was like, this is CGI.
Then he was pumping out push-ups and shit. I was like, Jesus Christ.
This is fake.
Damn.
Yeah.
I also thought it was fake. and then I had to Google it again, and I was like, holy shit, it's real.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the problem. So according to forensic experts and Baden, the broken bones in the neck are common in homicide.
Yeah.
Strangulation.
Even Baden said that.
Yes.
Wow.
Baden said
Paid
that.
expert was like, it was kind of like he got killed.
Yeah. So Epstein's lawyer released a joint statement with Baden after the medical examiner report, expressing dissatisfaction with it, challenging conclusions, and saying a more complete response was needed and forthcoming.
Oh wait, whoa! This is odd. So I expected the lawyer to be like, it was a suicide.
Yeah,
but the lawyer's like, no, this is bullshit. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. They said that the defense team fully intended to continue its own investigation into these circumstances, including legal action, camera footage, everything. Here's kind of what Baden said, right? Which was he's 6 feet tall, weighed 185. And that he couldn't. It's not very likely that he could have hung himself from a lower bunk.
I know it's because
the angle alone is pretty difficult to do. Photos taken afterwards also showed his top bunk had tons of bottles and medicine standing upright on the top bunk. So
if he would have, it would have shifted.
He had all that weight pushing it forward.
They would have dropped. Yeah, something would have dropped.
Yeah, exactly. And then, in addition, and you can look up the photos if you go look it up.
Yeah.
He has this sleep apnea machine.
Oh yeah, like the CPAP, CPAP machine. Yeah,
it's got a long cord.
Mm-hmm.
So the argument
is
the cord. Why didn't he just strangle himself with the cord?
I know it's like thick, and he's like sheets. Yeah. Yes, it didn't work the first time. Yeah, fool me can't get fooled again.
So Epstein's hyoid bone and other bone was broken, and it's disputed whether this is more hanging or strangulation. And it's basically a small U-shaped, like horseshoe solitary bone in the midline of your neck.
Yeah, kind of like where the larynx is. Like most people, when they get strangled, the larynx is crushed.
There you go.
Like those bones get crushed too.
So, okay. So say, I know this is morbid, but say you hang yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the noose gets pulled and it is going to go as high as
that's right.
physics will take it.
Yeah, of course.
Which is up to your jaw, essentially, right? And so obviously now we know that he was leaning forward, but it was very low. So these bones are lower.
Right.
Oh, so they're here. It would have just naturally displayed like gravity.
He's going forward. Yeah, and eventually, based on his body leaning forward and dying or like flailing forward, it would have gone all the way.
Yeah, it still would have been. Yeah,
that's the idea,
and that's what closes the windpipe. It's like
yeah.
So you're saying it looks more like the strangulation and then set it up.
Strangled in stage.
So here's what he says, and this is
who says Bonham?
Michael Baden.
Okay.
Baden, the pathologist.
Right.
Okay, and this is damning. Like this is the statement. This is a conspiracy theorist
wet
dream right here. Yeah,
he was fucking murdered.
Yeah. There were fractures of the left, the right thyroid cartilage, and the left hyoid bone. I have never seen 3 fractures like this in a suicidal hanging. I've been going over 1,000 jail hangings, suicides in the New York City state prisons over the past 40 to 50 years. Not one had 3 fractures.
Damn. Okay, that is a statistic. I mean, I know what I said about them having their being paid, but that's a hard stat to refute.
Yeah. Right.
1,000 of hangings in the prison system.
What are the odds?
So that mean they're using the same materials.
Yeah.
Like it's like
there's not very many materials.
Sheets.
I know, but sheets and sleep apnea machines.
Sleep apnea machines.
Jesus. I can't even get a sleep apnea machine for me.
How the fuck did he get one?
You know the last phone call I made uninterrupted? It's never happened.
It's insane. Now, I just wanted to provide a little bit of countering of this. So neurosurgeon and CNN correspondent Sanjay Gupta asserted Epstein could have easily broken his hyoid bone in a hanging because of the bone's weakening and loss of flexibility with his age of 66. Gupta also suggested that multiple broken neck bones were more characteristic of hanging. Gerald Rotz, chief of spinal surgery at Emory Hospital, stated that multiple broken neck bones are consistent with hanging. And a couple other people are, this is not sufficient proof of a homicide.
I love how, I always think it's funny. It's like, the guy who specializes on the brain.
Right.
It's like, the neck.
I know,
the neck is broken.
They get him in for everything.
The spinal, like the foot surgeon, the foot doctor is like, the fucking neck shit breaks all the time. It's like, why do they have like I don't know. I would feel better like a trauma doctor, like an ER doctor.
So these guys all say it was in line with the hanging, but then the paid pathologist, right?
True.
So he's saying
my thing is
he's saying that he's the one that did 1,000.
Got the stats, yeah.
And in 40 to 50 years, he's never seen 3 bones broken.
See, that's why I always gravitate towards actual statistics, what's happened. Because is it possible that those bones broke hanging? Sure.
Right.
I think it's totally possible. But the fact that none of these other motherfuckers, like that, stats are truth. That's what has happened.
It's hard.
Yeah, like statistically, that same kind of suicide hanging from the top bunk, whatever.
1 in 1,000.
Yeah.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
1 in 1,000 is a very big.
Okay, so according to Baden, the neck wound was in the center of Epstein's neck, not under his mandibles.
By the way, mandible, that's just like the jawbone, like the mandible bone. That's what they call it.
Yeah. Baden said this is more common when a victim is strangled by a wire or by cord.
Oh, because it's behind and you're coming from behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Baden also said that the wound was much thinner than that of a strip of bedsheet. And although
he got like the candle wire there.
And although there was blood found on Epstein's neck, it was not on the bedsheet.
What the fuck? How is that possible? The bedsheet was on the neck. How can it not be on the neck? Was it Epstein's blood?
Did they DNA test that fucking blood? That'd be crazy,
that's a good
dude.
question.
Yeah, man, they should test that shit.
So the original medical examiner, in response to the claims by Baden, stood by the conclusion that it was a suicide.
$20 said she got in a car accident like a week later. Straight up.
So in June of 2023, which I don't know when that was, like now, like right now, Justice Department Inspector General confirmed that it was indeed suicide. After 100,000 documents, witnesses, not finding anything. And in 2020, there was a poll, and it found that 21% of Americans believed he killed himself.
Yeah, and
21%.
And I guarantee all those people were
paid off.
They were not lucid. They literally interviewed like crackheads. You believe that? Who's that? He want a cheeseburger? He killed himself.
I mean, OJ almost has that number. 80%. You know what I mean? Like that's how many people. Anyways. So that's the death of Epstein, and just a couple really weird. I mean, just I guess in summary of the weirdness that I found when we're going over all this is, so he's 6 feet tall. He hung himself from the lower bunk on his knees.
I know, the lower bunk, which is like 2 feet off the ground, maybe.
Yeah. If you go look at the photos, there are a dozen bed sheets in there.
How does he have so many bed sheets?
There are a dozen.
There's 12 bed sheets.
There's 12 different bed sheets.
What?
There might even be more. I'm just giving a number. It's tons. You go look at the photo, and there's bed sheets everywhere.
What the fuck?
And here's the crazy part. He tried to kill himself 2 weeks earlier with bed sheets.
Right.
They're like,
give him a couple more.
He calls the concierge. I need some more bed sheets in cell one, please.
It's insane. In the photos, there's a sleep apnea machine. I mean, this thing's got a cord.
Okay.
It's got to be 3 or 4 feet.
First off,
cord.
The fact that
that's like a plastic cord, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or
are you talking about the quality?
Or are you talking about the extension cord?
It's got to be plugged in.
Both.
It's got to have power. It's got to be plugged in.
So that's what you're talking about, because that
both.
could definitely.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just thought that the CPAP machines were like this plastic.
It
tube
is. It's like a breathing.
So if you're going to use anything, it would be the power cord.
Power cord for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact is, I can't believe they let him have a CPAP machine. What kind of fucking cush-ass prison?
I know, right?
I guarantee 30% of all prisoners have sleep apnea, and they don't give a shit.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, you're going to be snoring tonight.
So, all in all, the guards skipped 5 counts. So they skipped 5 counts, and then they falsified those counts.
Yeah.
So that's obviously stupid. There's video of them falling asleep for 2 hours.
Simultaneously.
At the same time.
No fucking simultaneously.
Surfing the web.
Looking at motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, the homie's looking at Benny's.
Walking around.
You know he can't afford no motorcycle. Fuck out of here.
All the video footage that's deleted. Or
I know.
technical problems.
It's corrupted.
Deleted or never recorded? Or
No question. We don't know.
Unrecoverable.
Yeah.
That's the word. Unrecoverable.
Oopsies.
So there you go. That's the death of Epstein. And so now, in present day, or at least nearby, Ghislaine was charged. Mm-hmm. She got 20 years.
Which is like a fucking ridiculous. I feel like she should have got like 7 consecutive life sentences.
Yeah.
I mean, Jared Fogle got 15.
Which is also bullshit.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
well, yeah, but
but he didn't traffic 100.
No,
that's right.
Yeah, it's true. He wasn't trafficking.
He just found shit on his computer.
Yeah,
and
I feel like trafficking should be way more like
hell yeah
steep.
Yeah,
criminal enterprise for the sex trade of underage and probably overage women.
Additionally, though, I went through a lot of the court documents for Ghislaine, and a lot did come out, including the girl, a lot of those interviews that we went over and stuff like that. A lot of that did come out in the trial of hers. Yeah. But she didn't name a single name.
That's the thing that blew me away. Not a one
name.
Not
on one name.
And like, why is she?
And that black book never came out, right?
Yeah, not even like a low-level, D-level celebrity.
I know.
Nobody.
But why wouldn't she though?
Fucked up.
That's the thing. Maybe she.
I know.
No, probably.
Maybe it was like, you want to die, or
you want to get hanged from the bottom bunk too?
I mean, how old is she?
I don't know.
She's got to be in
her 60s.
Yeah.
Meaning, if she's good behavior, she'll get on 10.
Maybe she probably just doesn't want to die. I guarantee she just doesn't want to get. She doesn't want to.
She better not get out.
She doesn't want to kill.
Fuck?
She doesn't want to kill herself. That's what she doesn't want.
When she was sentenced, she was 60.
Okay.
Yeah. So if she gets out in 10, 70, I mean, she'll still have a life.
Really, though? Yeah, what kind of life is that going to be? Every time you go anywhere, everyone's going to be like, we hate you.
Yeah. So, and then also recently, J.P. Morgan Chase settled a suit with the victims, claiming the bank ignored warnings about him. They settled for $290 million last month.
It's just such an obnoxious amount of money.
Or this month, actually, like a week ago.
I guarantee J.P. Morgan did that because they were probably funneling and investing money made from the sex trafficking ring.
So it's probably fucking cheaper for them to just pay all this shit.
Yep.
Because how are they held responsible?
That is such a big price tag. That's what we were talking about earlier, right? Is just because you're a bank,
you're supposed to vet him for.
Well, here's the thing. So here's at least.
I mean, I guess. Well, it did turn out to be. I was gonna say you don't vet him just if he's a pedophile, but when there's a criminal enterprise going on, and there's
and I think they probably knew.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like,
that's what it has.
So the complaint
if they didn't know, they'd be like, "Fuck off, we're not paying shit."
Right.
Yeah. So the complaint said that the bank had overlooked a bunch of red flags in his activity, and people who warned him and said, "Hey, he's a sex offender and he's doing all these weird things, including huge cash withdrawals, where they would flag you really hard."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they provided banking services for him from 1998 to 2013, which it was determined by federal authorities that that's the worst of his time period.
Yeah, that's literally the height of his fucking
when he did the
psycho
worst.
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, your money's good here.
But
your money's good here, Jeffrey.
I'm not saying it's wrong and great. I hope they got as much money as they can, but it seems like a lot for just having him as a client.
No, that's the thing is like it's not
$250 million.
But Eric, it's not. Because what
I know, but I'm just,
what bank would give away that money if they didn't think they did anything wrong?
I know. No, I know.
That's right.
That's why.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. Like that is
it just
a lot
seems
of money.
There's more to the story.
No, but the thing is like that's a settlement.
Exactly.
No one made them. It wasn't a court order.
No.
It wasn't like the federal government's like pay them the money. They're okay. We'll settle. We'll settle.
They didn't lose the case.
No, meaning that means that they voluntarily decided to give that money.
That's right.
No one made them give him that money.
Right.
It'd be different if the justice system was like, hey, he was your client, you have to pay this much money. I'd be like, okay, that's a little much.
Yeah.
But the fact that they decided to means that they thought they were getting a deal.
Right.
Yeah.
They were getting out of it.
They were getting a deal. They're like, worth it. Yeah. 300 million? Fuck yeah, we'll do it.
And it's not the only case. There's another bank that they settled $75 million.
Really?
On this exact thing where he was friends with one of the top level, the C level, bankers and.
Well, dude, they'll shut your fucking the whole bank could go under.
Yeah.
Because if you're known, like for example, it's like imagine like you're the you're the bank that's funneling all the cartels' money.
Oh my gosh.
You think once that gets found out, the government's I'll be allowed to let that stand? They're like, well, you're all gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, we'll set it. Don't look into it anymore. Don't look at us. We're good guys.
Yeah. And they're one of the biggest banks. I mean, they're not going to go. Well, they're not going to go under. So 300 mil, that's nothing to them.
Yeah, they're like crazy. Loan.
Yeah.
Government will bail us out anyways.
That's true. Shit.
Okay, so that is Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine. That's the whole thing.
He was murdered.
I mean,
I just want to say he was taken out. He was taken out.
Let's take it up in parts because we did do 4 episodes on this.
They didn't even try. They didn't even do a good job trying to hide it.
So let's start.
They hung him from the floor.
Let's start.
What the fuck?
Jesus fuck.
So let's start because here are the conspiracies really of it, and it's weird because they're very basic and everybody agrees on them. It's not like an outlandish like the dinosaur. He had a dinosaur lab and
like a velociraptor.
Yeah, and he wanted to create this place called Jurassic Park. No, it was like everybody goes. It's because everybody agrees. Mm-hmm. It was because he was hiding the sins of others.
And I think
and he got paid for those sins.
And I think they knew eventually he would fold because he's like, fuck this. Like, why would I have all the secrets anyways?
Yeah.
To use them. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So I guess
or just one person, like we were saying before,
right?
Somebody very powerful that had something.
It could.
So let's start with how he got his money. At the time of his death, he was estimated to be worth $500 million.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fuck. That's insane. So
I think
we know of one client. I mean, granted, he became power of attorney of that $6 billion man. You know what I mean?
No, I think he was using I think he started and he was just a nobody, but he was able to like schmooze his way in, and then I think he used a system that worked for him with Lex.
Yeah,
which was you get dirt on them, and then they'll become a piggy bank, and then.
You just do consulting fees.
Yeah, and you can leverage that forever. Then on the side he's got his fucking sex trafficking business. So what he does, he gets the rich people, he gets the chicks in, but then he's like, okay, well then you can either purchase them or I can then leverage this what I know that you do now in order to now I get consulting fees from you, and now you'll invest in my thing, and then you just keep leveraging all the dirt you have just to keep getting money, and then they're all funding you, and then you just get to live your weird life.
It's like Madoff scheme, but blackmail.
Yeah,
right, exactly. But it's not the hey, you're gonna make money on this. It's
not a Ponzi scheme.
A blackmail.
It's a pedo scheme.
Yeah,
it's a pedo scheme.
A pedo pyramid.
Yeah, you use your leverage to then leverage more money.
Yeah,
and then they have to pay you, otherwise they're fucked.
Yeah. Or they, maybe some of them you don't have leverage, but they want to fucking just pay to be able to.
I totally think some will just pay.
Yeah,
like you can't film.
It's not even blackmail.
No.
No, it's like, hey,
I dig this arrangement. Like kind of.
Yeah, like what $2 million, whatever it is a month. I'll fly you in my jet. Nobody's gonna know nothing.
Oh, you think it's like a subscription model?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! It's like $1 million a month. Like,
subscription model.
I'm not trying to downplay this.
Yeah, it's like Netflix.
It's like a premium member. Yeah. Jesus, I'm so fucked up.
That whole fucking human trafficking industry is just so nasty, so dark and fucking.
Quick shout out, but the Sound of Freedom. Everybody's gonna see this fucking movie.
That's right.
Go see the Sound of Freedom. It's like Jim Caviezel, good for fucking you. The guy he portrays is a real dude who I follow on Instagram and social media. Dude, guy's fucking awesome.
Oh, is that the OUR guy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
And dude, that guy's Ted something. I don't forget his name, but dude, the guy's saved hundreds and hundreds of kids from sex trafficking.
Really?
The guy's a legit dude, and literally is his mission in life. Good for that guy.
Yeah.
Go see the movie, support them to stop this shit from happening.
That's right.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry, just had to do a little plug.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, okay, so that's the money. I do believe there's video.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
I guarantee there is.
Yes.
I guarantee there's video.
You cannot have that many cameras and not have some sort of recording that you're going to hang over people's head.
So, okay, and then his death.
And the government's like, unrecoverable.
So, I wanted to talk about his death because, I mean, obviously we went in depth on his death, but if we don't believe that he killed himself, somebody did, right? So that means there is a shady character. And that means, or group, or whatever.
Right.
But the question is are we any closer to knowing who that is?
No, I don't think. No. I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, I don't think we'll ever know.
Really?
Oh no, never. 100%. I don't think we'll ever. We will never fucking know.
No.
Really?
Never. No, because dude, you know how
it's just it's covered up so well.
Dude, you know how easy it would be to some fucking Black Ops contractor dude. Hey, here's the keys. It'll be unlocked. It won't be fucking film. Go in there. There's nothing. There's nothing he can do.
I mean, if nothing came out of,
he can do to stop you.
Nothing came out of the Ghislaine. But if nothing came out of her trial, why would we ever find out what the hell happened to this? You know?
I know.
No,
it's true.
And there's just too many people involved that we even know about. That it's like, you can't because what happens even if just those people get delegitimized, it delegitimizes everything.
Yeah.
Every company that they run, everything that they've touched, every donation they've made, every foundation they have, and that's how they justify it. Yeah. Well, what about all the good we do?
I mean, what if what would it do if it's a president? You know, that would.
Oh, dude, it brings the
the husband of a candidate for presidency, like a whole.
Well, see, that's my thing is because look, I think it goes deep because it's like that. But imagine the influence that has on, because you already know my stance on politicians. I hate all of them. They're all assholes. It's bullshit. Politicians are there to make money. They're there to get influence and make money. That's why you become a politician.
Yep.
Unless you're already fucking rich, like fucking.
Well, I mean, I would hope
that there's power.
I hope. I leave hope.
Dude,
I leave hope for some. I have hope for that,
but you get thoroughly disabused by that because all the people, most of the people that do it to really make a difference, they never get that they. Yeah. Very rarely make it to even Congress.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if so, because you know what happens?
someone else gets fucking some super PAC to give them fucking $600 million to run a campaign, and you can't beat the media. The media is the perception. Yeah. And so like when all you're seeing is the side of one person because they have a lot of money, of course you're going to believe that. That's what you see. Right. And like you want to believe they're good. Of course you do. I want to believe that they're good. I think they can be good people, but the system, the way it's set up, it is not set up to help you. It's set up to help them.
Yep.
It's like this. It's the same reason. Like for example, it's like you elect officials to in essence make decisions on your behalf. But when they vote on shit, there's not like they're taking a poll, not like they're polling you, then making the vote. They make the vote. They vote for you. They're your power of attorney is the person you hire to them. And they can do whatever they want. They can vote yes or no on anything they want. Shit we never hear about. You know, when they pass those bills, those 9,000-page bills, and they give you an hour to read it. Like, you know how long 9,000 pages would be on an audiobook? It'd be like 6 days like on a fucking audiobook. And then you have 2 hours to review and then vote on it. Right. And then they do the vote at like 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Like, you're not, it's not for us.
So you don't think the system works?
No, I think the system's broken, which also fuels it. Like, why no one wants to look? They don't want to look into it more because they don't want to. Then it devalues their own position, even if they weren't involved.
Do you think it's just it's too complicated of a system?
Well, it's complicated on purpose.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's just too many windows for money to change it.
It's on purpose.
You know?
Oh yeah,
dude. Why do we have to? Why are we spending? What is it? Maybe it's $500 billion a year on a defense budget. Why?
Yeah. Well, to stay ahead.
Like the
reason crazy. I do agree that the government is one of the worst financial institutions.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
They can't balance a budget for the life of
dude.
You know what I mean?
No.
Any
never will.
Any low or middle class small business, it couldn't survive like that.
Right.
The U.S. government,
you just spend more than you make.
The U.S. government,
you have nobody to bail you out. That's why
the U.S. government is
more money.
The single most powerful degenerate gambler on earth. It's just like as soon as the money touches it, it's gone. Yeah. It's instantly.
Because again, the system doesn't allow them to be okay. That's it. That's enough. I'm going to be the guy that wants to raise taxes or cut this budget or whatever. And
okay, but so
this last point. Sorry, the reason why
turn it to politics.
That is why I brought it up because it's not about this isn't about politics. It's just about that's why I think they don't want to care. They don't want to look. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. Like, I'm saying like it's not like all the politicians were involved. They weren't, but they don't want to know because then it minimizes their own position.
Yeah,
I see.
That's what I mean. That's why I brought it up because hey, I don't want to see. No harm, no foul. Don't look at me.
I see. Yeah. Well, with Epstein, so you think he was killed?
Fucking
yes.
Oh, I bet my life on it.
You both are there.
I do.
Yeah.
If Epstein wasn't killed, and if they find like video evidence, I will hang myself from the bottom.
I was kind of going a little bit back towards the other side when you were going through this.
Yeah, a little bit. But at the same time, it's just 7 coincidences, and it's just too many. It's too many. You know,
that's right.
It's in my opinion, it's less coincident than Lee Harvey.
Dude, way less.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Lee Harvey was the whole damn story was a damn coincidence.
Yeah. So it's just you have the most famous prisoner.
Yeah,
and you put even if somebody intentionally put no offense to these officers. But the worst officers on them.
No, full offense to these officers.
Yeah, definitely.
Lazy pieces of shit.
Yeah. It's just insane. So,
And that's the thing. It's like a couple coincidences, sure. But they didn't make 6 fucking 6 rounds. And
the cameras, the recording.
My thing is like, what were they doing for the whole time? Yeah. They only had a couple hours on like fucking Wayfair. Right. Like, what else were they doing? Yeah.
I do think.
What are they doing?
I do think that if your name is on the log, it's less meaningful than everybody's played it out to be.
Yeah. Now that we went through all the.
Oh, for sure.
Meaning, like, I don't think Chris Tucker did anything.
Right.
I just don't think. I don't think Trump did anything. To be honest,
there's people. But see, that's the point. Like Jorge made a great point. Is insulating himself.
Yeah.
And because
once invite everybody.
Because what's happened, like once you cast blame on somebody, everybody. But then you're like, well, Stephen Hawking physically can't rape someone. It's impossible. He can't do it. Even
that one was like a cincher for me. I was like, okay, here we go.
So that's what then it's that creates the plausible deniability. Well, yeah. Then who did? And you'll never know. Yeah. And that was probably part of his system to make it like, like, you're safe. You'll be safe with me because I got all these motherfuckers in here.
It's kind of like the donating money to different places, and then you go, oh yeah, all right. Okay, so we agree. I agree. He was killed.
Dude, we all agree.
He was fucking.
Oh shit.
100% killed.
I think he was killed.
I think he was totally. Yeah. It's just there's.
I think it has to do with. I mean, if I were to just spit out a story, I think he has tapes. Or he has documents, or he has evidence, and and then they said, great, like it got to an impasse.
Who do you think in particular, or what group, or what person?
I don't really want to name names because I don't have any evidence, and so I wouldn't want that upon me. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to be called a pedophile if there was zero evidence.
Well, look.
It's fine if I was caught into a room and you walked in and I was doing something I shouldn't be doing, and I'd be like, oh no, I got no evidence.
Listen, they don't have to be. They don't have to be a pedophile.
Yeah,
I mean, those Victoria's Secret girls are over 18.
Totally,
they don't have to be a pedophile to be an asshole.
I think Clinton should be looked at.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
They get Secret Service for life.
Yeah,
sends one of his homies over there.
Bill. I mean, and by all means, go get yours, Bill, but. He got a blowjob in the Oval Office.
I mean, come on.
And then he got impeached for it.
I mean, come on.
Right.
And then he lied about it.
That's right.
And then he lied about it. Like,
okay. And he's like married with kids.
I know.
And he's like the president of the United States.
I know. It's like, what the
okay. Like, so maybe you're part of your life. Yeah, maybe no. And maybe hey, we don't know. Also this. We don't know his relationship with Hillary.
I have no idea.
Maybe they're cool with each other on doing that stuff. We don't know. Right? Yeah, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying we don't even know that. But we do know we do know that he is a little loosey-goosey with his part of his life.
Yeah.
And then we do know that he was on 4 to 6 trips on the plane.
That's a lot of trips.
And we do know there were 2 to 3 island trips. And then we do know there were 2 or 3 witnesses who said they saw him on the island.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if there was one person who I would say, hey, let's really look into, I would say it's Bill.
He's got the most clear exposure to this scene.
I'd say it's Bill and Les. Or Wexner?
Lex Wexner. I don't know why he hasn't been looked in more. Are you kidding me? I mean, they should look into him just because Epstein had his power of attorney. That alone is enough evidence.
And then also there's Prince Andrew. So, okay, Prince Andrew.
But he lost all this, but the crown took all his power away.
That's fine, but you know what? Shame on you, royalty.
I know.
So you just strip him of his suit and like his royal payments?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know he's rich and living his life out there.
I guarantee that means he got a severance.
Yeah, you know what that means? That means the entire family, the entire royal family,
complicit, and
the British Prime Minister and everybody just said, you know what? We're gonna penalize him, but we're gonna keep this on a, PR wise. We're gonna reduce the damage.
And this is why I made my point because it delegitimizes the power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prince Andrew gets fucking convicted as a sex offender.
Yeah.
Guess what? The crown instantly goes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then the people are, why are you still here? Yep. Like sell Buckingham Palace, this goddamn giant 300 bedroom
shit show over there.
Yeah. So I would say Bill, Wexner, Prince Andrew, and then probably one major nefarious person that we have no idea.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's because there's got to be countless people.
Smarter, no offense, it's probably a smarter person.
A more nefarious person, like someone who's been playing, who's done this, who's been playing this weird game for a long time.
Yeah, that's right.
And I also, just as a point, even if the only evidence was the fact that Epstein supposedly tried to commit suicide with a sheet,
right?
And then they gave him all the sheets, and then they let him off suicide watch 31 hours later. If that was the only evidence, I would believe that he didn't kill himself.
But then you throw in all the other things.
And if you throw in everything else, that alone is enough.
7 other coincidences.
Like, because they wouldn't do that. Yeah. They would be like, okay, take away the thing that he tried to kill himself with.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they were, whatever, it means that
there is so
that they needed to make it look a certain way.
Yeah. Damn, he used the sheets again. Damn it.
I guess my final Jerry Springer thought here is, I guess the bright side is that,
he's dead.
Yeah,
they got caught. They got caught and closed, and now all the lawsuits. I mean, I'm sorry about all the victims there, but I hope you guys get a lot of money.
I am happy.
I hope the victims
they're getting. I'm happy
I hope
they're
they
getting
get rich as shit.
I'm happy they're getting something.
Yeah,
it's never. There is no silver lining really.
Yeah.
I mean, because the situation sucks, and obviously they would much rather have it not happen to them.
Yeah.
It's just like when people, get in car accidents, they're paralyzed, but they get a payout. Cool, but they're still paralyzed.
I know. Or even inheritances when you lose your father.
Yeah. It's you got money, but it still sucks.
Yeah, you're like, I would rather have my dad back.
But at least they got something.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like at least now they can just buy a place and never to see anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Right.
And like you said, this is now shut down. I mean,
it seems like it's shut down, but at the same time,
at least that island.
You just plug that movie, and it's obviously not shut down.
It is.
No, I'm saying at least that island.
This specific story.
Yes,
this story.
Because I do believe that is the biggest. That is the biggest problem in humanity today.
It is
sex trafficking is the singular biggest problem, bigger than anything. Is that because it destroys, it just destroys everything, and then it just makes people more fucked up.
Yeah.
Like it's just fuck, dude. It's disgusting.
Especially because you guys have girls.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
like I don't even have.
Dude, I'm gonna be tracking my kid till she's 60.
Yeah.
Like fucking Tampa's number 3 hub, sex trafficking hub. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I'm moving.
That's why
I'm moving to Montana. Like, fuck this. I'm out.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Thanks for that.
I know. I was just gonna say.
I'm gonna sleep well tonight, Jorge. Yes. Fucking asshole. Tell me that off air. Jesus.
All right. Well, that is Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and we hope more comes to light. I don't know. I do. I hope more comes to light.
Comes to light because I want more people need to burn for this shit. This is not like it's not fucking cool. And the way, especially nowadays, it's getting real. Everything is getting real sexualized.
Right.
So I just think it's happening a lot, and it's
getting way too normalized.
Anyways, we'll fucking rant forever. But please let us know your thoughts. If there's any data that we didn't discuss or that we should have, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I'm excited to get on a new topip.
Yeah. Same.
Sometimes you reach like.
When we had the episode 5 of JFK, we're like, get it over with, please. I'm so over this shit. Like,
so true.
We're going to be coming out with our Patreon soon. So look out for that.
We'll catch a new topic next time. We'll catch you guys later.
Nighty night.